You are watching the Vodka Stream.
Round two, baby. What's happening, guys? Cheers. You ready for this madness? Hopefully there'll be madness. I mean, there's definitely going to be madness when it comes to Marvel Studios panel, but yep, here we are. Got some Stella. I was feeling beer tonight, so why not? Why not? But yes, we got the Penguin panel happening in about 9 minutes. It's going to be beginning, but obviously things aren't going to be going too crazy right now. It won't go too crazy until like well into it, and you know sometimes these things don't start on time. But we're just going to basically not much we could really do. I mean, they're not streaming anything, but we could do the best we can when it comes to just reading off some of the tweeting that's happening. That's coming out of Marvel Studios right now, or not Marvel Studios. It's coming out of San Diego right now. I'm sorry, I got distracted because I was already looking at IGN's feed. I'm like, who are they talking? What is that's happening? Saw they had some kind of live feed, but yeah, we'll talk about that. Cape Crusader panel happened, and some people, they're finally dropping the embargo. People got to watch the series. So they're dropping their reviews of the series right now. And of course, naturally, glowing reviews, which is great. And, well, the Penguin's a woman. Cheers for Oswalda Cobblepot. That was a little surprise. I was wondering, because I saw an interview with, I always forget what the guy who plays Batman, I always forget his name, but Mimi Driver was next to him. I was like, who is she playing? I remember we heard, and that's who she's playing. Oswalda Cobblepot. So that's interesting. What's going on, Eric? The event you've all been waiting for. What's going on? Mr. Fear Jason, good to see you. We got Lane, Vodka Stream Special. Yeah, Saturday edition. That's for damn sure. And we got Phil right here. Phil is actually there. He's in Hall H right meow. And yeah, he said he's going to try to, he's going to drop some pictures. So if he has anything that he drops to me, I will show them off. Yeah, I'll keep, yeah, I got him. I got it up. I got him up. What's going on, Axel? Good to see you, buddy. We got JD McRae right here. Can't wait to see all the reveals and more details for the Penguin and the MCU. Damn Skippy. Dave, what up? Doing good? I hope you're doing good. By the way, I might be remembering wrong, but on the Patreon stream, didn't I say I wanted to hear more about the Fantastic Four, and the others were like, nah, they already gave us enough for now? I don't really remember that. I don't think there was like enough. We've only heard so much. There is something, though. There is something. Hey, look at that home run. Sorry, the Giants are playing a doubleheader right now, of course. Who was that? And we just got to hit one on those Chapman. Cool. Go Giants. Go Giants. I don't remember that, Eric. I'm hoping we get a lot more. Hope we see him in the costume. I actually will show you guys. There has been a kind of a reveal of what Pedro Pascal is going to be looking like as Reed Richards. A little bit. I'm sure there's still going to be some added stuff, but there's a picture of him floating around, and I was like, oh boy. So there's Paul right here. Paul will be joining. Gilmer, what's happening? Slades, release a haircut at Comic-Con. I don't know, just wishful thinking at this point. Yeah, and the odds are not good, but hey, I still want to see it too. Yusef, what's happening? Good to see you. Cortez, what's going on? Oh, we got a back-to-back situation. Giants are doing good. Good. Hopefully everything's going well. I'm out right now for my birthday. Well, happy birthday to you, Cortez. Yeah, don't waste your time right here. Go have a good time. You have plenty of time to watch and see what's happening. But anyway, so yeah, there is. Let me see. I just saw it too. Where was it? Yeah, there's also a clip out there for Cape Crusader. I haven't watched it. I don't know if we'll be able to do like a live. There it is. So it's not like it looks anything drastic, but right here, I should probably put that background. Right here is kind of what this hairstylist, Pedro Pascal's hairstylist, kind of this picture got released right here. So, a little bit more trimmed up, but other than that, it's like everything just looks, he just looks like he has he's just a freshly cut, and he's got some gel in his hair. So that's what he's looking like, at least right there. That was being passed around right now. But whatever. Maybe they'll show him in the costumes. Who knows? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. Would not be surprised. Anyways, let's start bringing some folks in here. We got Andy and we got Paul. What's happening, guys?
Hey, fellas.
Long time no talk.
Right, yeah. Only less than 24 hours.
You used to have hair when we talked last time, David.
Right. Used to have hair, huh? Anyway,
you're still sexy as fuck. So don't worry.
Of course, that's what I got. But thank you guys.
Paul, you're cute too. Don't worry.
Thanks.
I was gonna say that, but he beat me to it.
All right.
Have you guys? Yeah, I know, right? Let's just make it awkward right at first.
Are we excited, gentlemen, for tonight?
Of course.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a lot of interesting announcements for sure. A buddy of mine's really excited for the Marvel panel, obviously, and stuff like that. As you guys know, I'm not really that invested in the DCU. However, the side projects I'm very invested in. I want to see more of the Penguin footage for sure. Harley Quinn season 5, I think, just got announced, which I'm pumped for that. I've always been
coming in November. I think they dropped a trailer, and then Paul, are you excited for the soon to be award winning and a spin-off show
Kite Man? I've actually been trying to keep up with it, but I've been trying to balance like a bunch of different shows. I'm surprised. I think either they were limited on budget or might have been scheduling conflicts, but like a lot of because I follow the Harley Quinn show a lot, and I guess the Kite Man spinoff, a lot of the voices changed over. Lex is no longer voiced by Giancarlo. Keith David is now voicing Darkseid. There's a few different changes that happened there, so I don't know if it's just budget concerns or whatever the case is. But anyway, you can see the shift kind of with the other show. But I think
Harley Quinn season 5 is going to be the last one, by the way.
I kind of hope it is, because like it's not bad. To me, it hasn't gotten that bad. It's still pretty consistent, but for the most part, you can kind of tell it's kind of going off a little bit, and I'm wondering.
Oh, perfect way to freeze right there.
What? Oh.
You froze a little bit, and it's there you go. You're good now.
Oh, okay. I hope that's on my connection. I've got decent Wi-Fi and stuff here.
Yeah, you'll be all right. It's probably just a little glitch in the matrix. No big deal.
Yeah. No, I was just.
Yeah, you were in.
Now there's another glitch. Uh-oh. It's all right.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. You're good now. Might just be a
Okay.
couple glitches. I think we're all right. Don't move too quickly. I'm just kidding. I know, right? Just don't move
Don't move too quick.
It's gonna happen. It happens.
Yeah.
You said you don't think the show is bad, but you feel like it's kind of leaning towards the end.
Well, I'm assuming with Kite Man, they probably split the writers' room, with some of the writers going to Kite Man and some of them sticking with Harley Quinn, and they probably
That
got
makes
some new writers in, and you can kind of tell because like the last season Harley Quinn wasn't bad, but I feel like it kind of fell off just a bit. And I'm again, I'm fine with it kind of wrapping up and stuff because I've kind of felt that they've taken some stuff as far as they can to a degree, and I don't want it to overstay its welcome because I really do dig the show. I don't want it to kind of get milked, and I'd rather the resources be spent in other places and stuff like that too. So because as we know, Warner Brothers Discovery is kind of limited on money, especially since they just lost out on the TNT deal.
Oh yeah, that was bad. I think he froze again.
I think you should probably restart or something.
Can I leave and come back in?
Yeah. Try it again. See if that'll help it out.
Right. So I leave and then click on the same link and it should
reconnect. Go right back. Yeah, you'll be good. All right, I'll try that.
In the meantime, I do want to, if you want to raise a little glass with me, Dave, I want to give a shout out to my entire Multiverse of Color team right now. Vanessa, Keenan, Lip, Okay, so people understand. When I say Lip, I mean Phil. I call him Lip because his full name is Philip. We both love Shameless, and Lip is one of my favorite characters. But they've been everyone. Nadia, which happy birthday, Nadia. Didn't know you was your birthday, girl. So happy birthday. Jules and KR. KR is also in Hall Lake. They're busting their asses all right now, covering. So please go follow at Multiverse of Color on Twitter. Keep up with all the live updates because we're gonna, shit is about to go down, and I promise you, shit is coming.
Oh yeah, for sure. Cheers to them.
Hey, gorgeous.
Right. Paul's back.
Welcome back.
So as we get ready for the Penguin panel, which is starting right now, but obviously probably not going to start fully on time. Hardly be a couple minutes.
I still think they're going to show the pilot. For something like
going to show them the pilot
because they're doing a 1 hour panel. Like it's like, what are you going to like? Listen, Colin Farrell is a very beautiful man, but I don't think he can entertain Hall H for 59 minutes.
Are they actually doing it? It's not a half an hour. It's an hour.
No, it's an hour on my schedule. So maybe what we'll do, like, they will release a trailer for us here at home.
Yes,
and then they will watch the pilot, and then I mean, I don't know. I feel like something is because I remember like when I went to the Age of S.H.I.E.L.D. had its first panel at Comic-Con, and like. It was like 80 minutes long, and I could kind of like, oh, they're gonna show us the whole thing, and sure enough, that's what he did. So I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like something with Penguin.
I don't know. Maybe it won't be like a full episode. Maybe it'll be like the 10 minutes, like the opening of the first episode. It just seems like there wouldn't be enough time. I don't know. I don't know how long the episode.
You're right. Because it's gonna be an HBO show, and they were probably filming it always as like a 50-minute plus episode.
Yeah, it'd probably be pretty long. So I think they might show like the opening 10 minutes or something to them, which would be cool.
Oh no, Paul.
Yeah.
No, it goes in and out. It might be where I'm at in the house. Am I okay right now?
You're good now. You just kind of talk up every now and again.
It kind of goes back and forth.
Yeah. It's just I think it's just a reception here for some reason. Wyndham's also terribly known for bad reception.
It happens to me all the time. When as soon as it even starts raining, I'm fucked.
No,
but really, even not even a storm, but like just regular rain will mess up my internet for whatever reason, and I don't know why. It must be where I live.
What was I going to say? I believe Harry Potter and the Penguin were supposed to debut on Max, and I've now heard that they've recontextualized it to now be premiering on HBO.
Yep, because streaming is not paying the bills.
Nope, and it's Max is definitely not paying the bills.
Definitely not paying the bills. I mean, it's going to eventually be on there. It'll be on there.
HBO Sunday. That's going to be fun. I never got to grow up with that experience because I didn't watch any shows on HBO. So but now like we're gonna have Landers on HBO, Harry Potter. We're gonna have the Last of Us is coming back next year, I think. And then so like all these other new shows are in the works.
So before we get to the Penguin stuff, which of course it's not going to be, we're not going to hear anything for probably another 10 minutes or so. Some of the things that came about today, I don't know if you guys saw.
I've been following it. I've been.
Oh yeah,
I'm literally right. I'm literally like I'm on. Well, I'm also working at the same time.
Yeah. So I mean, you're very much focused on Superman and Lois. So we'll get your input on all that, but I'm just going to kind of go through discussing film right now. This was revealed today, just randomly through an IG post, that Joel Kinnaman is going to be in Peacemaker season 2 because he tagged. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I'm assuming that it's going to be flashbacks, or I don't know. Who knows?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for Creature Commandos because I didn't watch any of that. I know that that's Rick Flag Sr., but this is a new universe where now Suicide Squad and Peacemaker are technically in a different continuity, somewhat. I don't know. I know some of it's canon or not canon. Again, things change all the time with DC and the whatever they're saying. So I mean, I don't know. That's my theory. He could be back as like, oh, I never died because this is a different.
I think it's flashbacks.
It could be flashbacks. Yeah.
I saw somebody actually post today that maybe it's going to be one of those deals where he's haunting Peacemaker, so he's there and only Peacemaker sees him, of course. Could be that kind of situation. I don't know. And then, of course, they revealed this. Finally, we finally get some fucking concept with...
Spoiler alert for people who haven't seen the movie. He has a mask.
Yeah, I know, right? As if you didn't know that was coming. But they're finally releasing stuff showing him in the mask because they were just holding back so much. It was only in leaked promo art that we kept seeing him in the mask, but it's cool. It's cool. I like this art right here. Looks really
very, very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Colin Farrell has just appeared via Zoom on.
So he's there Zoom. Okay, he wasn't going to be physically there. And then they revealed that Superboy is going to be in season 3 of My Adventures with Superman.
I love this.
Awesome
for him.
Yeah. I still have to watch season 2, and I plan on binge watching that soon as well.
Same.
Streaming now on Max.
Streaming now on Max, and I hear it's better than the first season.
Listen, this show is solid and perfect.
It totally is. Yeah.
Phil has watched it all. I think he told me it was really good, but I haven't been able to catch up. I've been going back and forth with different shows and everything else.
Yeah.
So you've been moved.
Yeah, you had to
and that show really is a show you should watch, like when you can actually sit down and just enjoy it. When you're up and about, is that Orion?
Yeah, they announced New Gods from writer Ram V and artist Evan Cagle. Cagle? Yeah.
Do you know them, Paul?
No, I don't really.
I don't know Cagle, but Ram V has been getting more popular. He was doing some stuff at Marvel, and I think he was doing some stuff at DC, and his name was getting. Because once someone says Ram V, it just kind of sticks in your head, like, okay, that's a weird name, but
Ooh, JSA stuff is back.
JSA, look at that.
And we'll actually get it consistently because it won't be written by Jeff Johns, who takes like 5-month breaks between issues.
Wait, go back to the previous image. Wait, hold on. Is Jessie Quick back? Oh, I love her. It's time.
Let's see. Looks like Our Man, Green Lantern's daughter Jade, I think. Looks like the other Our Man or the Our Woman, Sandman, Obsidian,
the purple,
the girl.
The purple.
That's Sandman.
A Sandman?
Yeah,
okay.
The original Golden Age Sandman, not the Neil Gaiman Sandman.
No. Doesn't Sandman hold on? Doesn't he have
He has a hat sometimes, but other times he just has that gas mask that he has on there. Basically, it's more like the retro. It's more like the modern design. Let's see, Obsidian, and then that's the apprentice.
Yolanda.
Yeah, she's in Stargirl TV show, but she's the new
Wildcat.
Yeah, Wildcat, and then Jessie Quick, and then the kid who inherits the genie. But I always forget his name.
Oh.
Okay, well, we'll get back to this in a little bit, but let's see what's going on with the Penguin.
They just announced season 2 and 3.
They what?
No. No, they're getting on stage. Matt Reeves is there, so we will see if Dave gets to cream over any Batman 2 news.
So we got some of this right here.
Paul H. Welcome to our panelists. First up is showrunner and executive producer Lauren LeBlanc. Everybody.
So they're just going to be starting to introduce her. Let's see if we get an introduction of. I want to show two. I don't know how much. I don't know if they're going to dive bomb the stream. Oh, there he is. Let's get Matt Reeves.
The man who
Now let's see. Will you get your announcement?
Woo! The goat.
And you know what? We're talking about the Penguin. Should we see the Penguin joining us from Macau? It's Colin Farrell, everybody. Come on.
There
Is he sunburned?
he is. He looks like he's got some sun. Yeah.
Welcome, guys.
Could be the
Colin,
lighting too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there he is right there. That's pretty cool.
I like the moderator, that guy.
Josh Horowitz. He's very good.
Yeah, he's good.
He does very good interviews.
He does. Let's see. Matt Reeves, showrunner. They do this. Colin Farrell. Okay, this kind of sucks. I wish I was. He said this kind of sucks. I wish I was my Penguin peeps. Somebody made a typo. I was like, I wish I was my Penguin peeps. What? I wish I was with my Penguin peeps. I'm guessing that's what he meant when it came to that. So okay.
So here's an update from Aaron, my buddy Aaron Couch from The Hollywood Reporter. The Batman script was so long, Matt Reeves considered turning it into a TV show. Later, the beginning of Batman 2 would pick up with the Penguin taking over crime in Gotham. Instead, that became the show.
Okay, so that tells me. So he's talking about the first script.
Definitely. The first script.
So he must have written a lot that bridged. He probably already had an outline or ideas of what was going to be happening already in 2. Obviously he did. So I'm just wondering how much he had written in that story, and then how much he's added to it, where it's going to most likely be like, I still think they're going to have to film 2 and 3 at the same time. That's what I'm at least hoping for.
Yeah.
Matt Reeves said he gets freaked out when seeing Colin Farrell as the Penguin, and then, obviously, because it's crazy. That makeup is absolutely crazy. Matt Reeves says he gets freaked out when seeing Colin Farrell, as he has only ever seen Farrell without the Penguin makeup on 2 or 3 times. Okay, that was.
Matt Reeves says the Penguin was going to be explored more in the next Batman movie, but then HBO wanted a marquee character, and that's how the show came about.
Nah, okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. Matt Reeves wants to make the Penguin the villain of his sequel to the Batman, and that idea is what evolved into the show. Okay, so that's what's going to be interesting to see.
What is marquee character like?
Marquee, like you put him on the marquee, like his name is like he's the star, like he's the marquee. Because if you put someone's name on the marquee, like in the old days, where he'd be like, Clint Eastwood stars in, it's the name on the marquee, and that's what is gonna. That's the main focus, is that person right there. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the evolution of. And then what's cool about this series too is like you have to kind of root for the villain, I guess. We're going to have to root for the villain in this because he's going to be the protagonist. So, and then of course we get to the Batman 2, and it's like, well, then we're not going to have to root for him, I guess. Matt Reeves originally had the idea for the Batman 2 to pick up. So that's basically what you already said. Cool. Yeah. Colin's complimenting all of the past Penguins that have paved the way for him. That's what you guys just posted right there. Multiverse of Color. Are you posting that? Who's posting that? Did you just post that?
Me or Andy?
I'm here. I'm not
I don't know how many people you have working for you right now.
That is Vanessa Shark.
Okay, so she's live tweeting it. Okay.
She's live tweeting. We were invited to the press session of the Penguin panel. So she's like probably sitting right up there where the actors came in. So yeah, that's her. I have not gone to a Comic-Con, and I also not gone to a panel in years. So
then we got this right here.
And then it turns out that that's not the case. And so what I had always thought would be a great thing to do, and what we were planning to do, is for the next movie, we were going to take his character and we were going to make that kind of step, because the whole thing, the first movie, as ends where there's like a power vacuum in Gotham. And so the whole idea is, here's this guy, totally underestimated. Nobody really sort of thinks that he could do it. But meanwhile, he has this fire inside of him. And so at that moment, I thought, okay, we could do that at the beginning of that next movie, and that'll be part of that journey. And then Dylan and I were talking to, because as I said, I love the idea of finding a way to do shows within this world. And as that was happening, Casey Loyes and Sarah said to us, hey, listen, you know, we really want a marquee character. And I was like, well, we were going to do this thing for like what happens in this kind of rise to power with the Penguin. And Casey was like, that's a show and we're doing it. And I was
good. That's a show and we're doing it. I like that. I always forget that Matt Reeves has a pretty high voice.
I like his voice.
I know. I like his voice too. But I always forget.
Interesting. No.
For the first time now in public, okay. Designated the Batman franchise and its spinoff, of course, the Batman Epic Crime Saga. It's a lot in that name, but hey, you know, I like it. I dig it.
I mean, this seems more stable than the multiverse saga, so I'm just saying.
Probably, right? So, all right.
Well, we will see after tonight. We'll see after tonight.
Yeah, I'm just, I wonder if they were going to announce any of these.
Now, are you going to change your shirt to something Marvel when the Marvel Studios panel starts?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not going to do that. I just was like, no, I'll just wear the Batman shirt, my Batman animated shirt. Not going to do any wardrobe swapping. Nah. But, yeah, Colin Farrell admits that he wasn't sure about taking on the Penguin role originally and even suggested that Matt Reeves take on the role himself. What? I wasn't sure what I could bring. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, it is weird that it's like, what? That's Colin Farrell. It's like everybody was assuming that are they going to do like just that type of Penguin where he kind of like in Gotham where he wasn't like large, I guess you could say, larger, like a little chunkier and everything. That's what it was kind of. I still remember when there was like a first image from the Batman. There was some dude that was standing.
Yeah,
remember that image?
Yeah, everyone thought it was Penguin, and then like we all.
I don't even know where that was in the movie, to be honest.
I think it was just an extra that just happened to stand like very close. Or it could have been Colin's stunt double, maybe.
True. Could have been, I don't know, could have been a stand-in, some kind of stand-in or something like that. Let's see. Colin Farrell says the lure of the world attracted him to the role of the Penguin while doing Banshees of Inisherin, which is a great movie. He was pitched the Penguin series and the depth of ambition within the character and the relationship of his mother, digging deep and dark into who the character is. So we're gonna get some backstory, of course. We knew that. That's gonna be cool to see. So yeah,
you have to reset it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go real quick. I'm gonna try to reset him in my place, but I'm trying to hear everything. I'm getting most of what you guys are saying. I'm just the reception on my end is also getting really like all over the map. Give me like 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys.
No problem.
Right.
No problem, sir. Yeah. Internet connections, gotta love it. But yeah, I mean, so things are just slowly trickling out of there. Colin Farrell surprises Holloway crowd with video. Yeah, okay, that's just somebody else posting a little on that. Anything on your end? Anything more?
I will refresh the feed. No, nothing right now. So
right now.
Let's see. Colin Farrell credits Matt Reeves for creating a universe that for giving the Penguin 8 episodes to expand his character.
Nice. That's cool. I wonder where he's at right now. He's probably shooting something.
He must be shooting something. Yeah. It's
And then it says Colin Farrell says he had to do a 7-hour makeup test for the Penguin, but calls it one of the best days in his career. He also did around 2 months of dialect work for Oswald's voice. Interesting, yeah, because not only does he's Irish, so he's got that accent so not only does he have to do an American accent, he's got to do kind of like I don't know what you call it, like it's almost Italian a little bit, a little New York, a little Sopranos.
That's very, very, very East Coast.
Take it easy, sweetheart. So.
World's greatest detectives.
Yeah.
Am I the only one who knows the difference between L and Ra? I laugh. I don't know why that was so fucking funny, but like I was pissing myself out of laugh.
Oh yeah, he was funny, dude. He was a good comic relief kind of.
But that's the thing is like I don't know if the point was that he was supposed to be funny, but it's just like because like Bruce and Gordon, they're just standing there and they're like Spanish.
yeah.
Like who would have thought we would ever have a movie, a Batman movie where Bruce and where Batman and Gordon are struggling about Spanish for their days, and then the guy they're holding captive is like.
I love that line that he says too. Is what do we got? Good cop and batshit cop. Like it's just that was a good line too. Yeah, that whole scene right there. Don't show me this. Come on.
What are you showing me?
Yeah,
come on.
Oh man, I feel like watching the Batman now. Yeah, I've been on. Today I've been watching the X-Men movies. I watched X-Men 1 and 2 before I started today. I totally forgot, and I posted a video that they had the NSYNC Bye 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 song in X-Men 2. I totally forgot about that.
Really?
I started laughing. That song's now in my goddamn head. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't get it. It's earworm because I posted I posted like a little, like not a Stitch video, but I found Blake Lively's like her post of Deadpool dancing to it. So I posted that together. I was like, now that freaking song is in my head. But it happens. Oh, what are you doing? Now my Chromecast is restarting. Technology is not fun today. Oh, who do we got here? We got Kristen Melody is at 4, so she's not there. Is she not there?
Well, the trailer just dropped.
Oh, trailer just dropped. You're right.
So I'll be right back.
Okay. All right, so the trailer just dropped right now. We're watching it in a little bit when some of these guys get back here. But yeah, we just got a new trailer. It's got an introduction with Colin Farrell. You're still on the mic, Andy. You hear me? Okay. So we'll watch the trailer when everybody when we get some people back here. Let's see what happens. But yeah, the trailer just dropped. And yeah, is that a new shot? This looks like almost like a new shot of. Well, we could always watch it twice, I guess. I don't think they're going to be freaking out about that. But yeah, there's a good shot of him right there, so that's pretty cool. All right, welcome back, Paul.
Okay, just instantaneous. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, the trailer just dropped, so.
Oh, it did. Okay, did we watch it yet or no?
No, we haven't watched it yet. I was waiting because Andy had to like do some work. I was gonna, unless he's already. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but let's see. What is this? I don't know. He does look like he's been in the sun for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it could be where he's vacationing or something happened. I think it's hysterical.
He might be shooting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to see this September 19th. Mark your calendars. Anyway, Warren, I'm going to ask you now. Obviously, it's the showrunner release date.
Okay, so there's just one little clip right there, but yeah, we'll wait for Andy to get back. See if we'll watch it.
Oh, there he is. So
yeah,
I was gonna say while we were waiting, but yeah. So what I did is I was in the top point of my townhouse apartment. I was in like essentially the loft, like the attic. So I moved all the way down to essentially the first floor, where literally the modem and the router are right there. So
yeah, so that would be better for you. Yeah, you haven't glitched yet, so it'd probably be good.
All right, so we're probably golden now. This will just
have golden, pony boy.
Or if he's glitching, it could be that there's another Paul in this universe, and there can't be two Pauls in the same universe.
That's what it is.
Right.
Multiverse madness. All right, let's check this out.
Hi, I'm Colin Farrell. Check out the trailer for my new series.
Let's check out the trailer.
Trust me.
All right.
Beginning. Come on. You can help me out.
Life
Mom?
is just a dream.
You promised me, Oswald.
I know.
I deserve a better life.
I'm working on it. World ain't set up for the honest man to succeed. That should be the American dream right there. You know, beautiful story with a happy ending. But that ain't the way the world works.
Ouch.
America's a hustle. Not that I'm complaining.
Penguin, you waltzing in here like you mean something. We're in the middle of a gang war.
Hey,
Come on,
we're
fuck
missing a
off,
second.
Dad. If we don't protect what's ours, we just look weak. The streets are talking again. They know there's only one man big enough to run this city.
Do you remember Carmine's door?
Oh, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Sophia, I thought you was still at
Arkham?
Oh, cool.
No. I've been rehabilitated.
Ashley, though.
You're playing a dangerous game with this family on. You think I want Sophia Falcone knocking on my door?
She is the hangman.
What is it you're really after?
There he is. There's that voice.
I'm gonna tear down the empire from the inside out. Whoever controls the drug business controls the streets. I'll be running the whole damn trade.
I got him, Bishop. I can help you.
Hey! Feel alive, Vic, huh? Feel happy?
The city is meant to be yours, sweetheart. What are you gonna do to get it?
Trust me. It's just the beginning.
They forgot to edit the Max thingy.
Yeah.
They still want people to subscribe to it for sure.
Oh, remember when they raised prices to like 15, and I was like, "Who are you kidding?" Now it's back to like 10. I was like, "Yeah, there you go." So great character actors in smaller parts. I like that. She's from How I Met Your Mother and a bunch of other stuff. She's great.
I love her.
Who?
Yeah.
Kristen Meloni.
Yeah, the one playing
Sophia.
yeah, and
That's right. She was in How I Met Your Mother. That's right.
yeah. I mean, that's not where I really know her from. I know her from Palm Springs and a bunch of other stuff. So.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of random things. I'm trying to remember what I know her from, but yeah.
Yeah. No, trailer looks great. They're basically like, what if Tony Soprano fought a guy in a bat costume?
Essentially, that's what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm wondering how much Farrell took from what's his name? Who played Tony Soprano?
James Gandolfini.
James Gandolfini. I'm wondering how much he watched some of that and kind of pulled some, some.
Wasn't Sopranos a show that aired on HBO?
Yeah.
Yes. It was one of the premiere.
This is a perfect fit.
It's like one of their most popular shows to date.
Yep.
Still haven't watched it.
Most modern showmakers or even movie makers have said that, like, I mean, Sopranos and I think The Wire, two of the most influential, crime shows that have affected a lot of other stuff in terms of just like, Sopranos, especially in terms of character, because like even Vince Gilligan said, I think, of Breaking Bad, said that Breaking Bad would you don't get Walter White without Tony Soprano, essentially. Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. You got to think about all the things that that show paved the way for. I mean, that's what you got to love about this kind of entertainment stuff. And it's so funny because it's been so long since The Sopranos actually came out, and Gandolfini's he's passed away for I don't know how long now. It's been a bit, but it's just
been
crazy.
over a decade, I think, right?
Has it been over a decade? I don't know.
I think so.
Maybe Scott will let us know while we're in bed with him.
I'm reporting from a secret location.
Yes,
Oh,
apparently
okay.
you are.
We don't even know.
Are you okay? Blink twice if you're okay. Okay. Did you watch that trailer?
I'm hiding. No, I just saw. I'm hiding from the Olympics right now. So
that's right. I forget that the Olympics started this weekend.
By the way, Dave.
Yeah. Oh, look
nice,
at
nice, very nice.
Twinsies.
Yeah, I was wearing it out, and I had two people tell me, and this is the one that's got all the episode titles on the back.
Yeah, you got the total. I just got the I Am the Night on the back. But yeah, you got the entire like tour.
Yes,
tour
exactly.
Of the seasons. So
Yeah, so I haven't watched the trailer yet. I'm honestly, it's almost like I'm avoiding it because I don't want to get trailered out. It's like,
really,
Yeah. Same.
yeah,
I mean, he's not wrong. There's been a lot of trailers for Penguin.
well,
Like,
there's already been 2 trailers for the Penguin, not
right.
including this new one that just dropped today. And
Yeah.
for me, it's like I don't need to watch a trailer. I'm already in.
It's a good trailer
Yeah,
too.
same. Yeah, but no, it's a
I'm
good trailer though.
Hey, but it's like I'm going to watch it. I'll probably catch it in a few. But you guys were talking about Sopranos and The Wire, and I of course want to take the opportunity because David Simon was one of the creative visions behind The Wire, and I want to take this opportunity because next month his first the show that his book was the basis for, Homicide: Life of the Street, is going to be on Peacock finally, streaming for the first time ever. It's going to be all 7 seasons and the TV movie that was the finale for the show. So I think the hang up was the music rights, because they would use needle drops in the show and they had to wait to secure all the music rights for all the episodes. But that one had Andrea Bauer and Richard Belzer, and it like there's a lot of people who are no longer with us that like, oh, Ned Beatty was in the show.
No shit.
Like, wow.
Yeah, Ned Beatty was actually Richard Belzer's partner in the show.
Interesting.
Because they worked, it was just like The Wire, it was in Baltimore, and so it was Baltimore cops, and it was based on a book that David Simon, who reported for I forgot what the Baltimore newspaper is, but the major paper, he was the crime reporter, and he spent a year with the homicide division of Baltimore Police Department. And so this series is kind of that real world feel. Like this is no spoilers, but the first episode opens with the death of a little girl, and that becomes like the case that like haunts the series for like 7 years.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So I when you guys were talking about Sopranos and The Wire, yes, shows that I need to catch up on and finish, but I want to give a little respect to even its predecessor, because Homicide was NBC. It was I
remember, yeah.
network television, and it would do crossovers with Law and Order.
Yeah, that's right.
Really? I didn't know that. That's
That's how Richard Belzer, when he went to Law and Order SVU,
same character.
Same character.
Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. And Phil sent me this image right here, which is pretty funny because Colin Farrell looks like he has those bedroom eyes going on right there.
Yeah. Nice.
Do we know what he's working on? Why he isn't actually at San Diego?
No, I don't think there was any mention. I haven't seen anything. He does look like he's gotten some sun, so he's been out in the sun. So I don't know if maybe it was a vacation and it's just something planned and didn't think about it. So maybe he's in his hotel, because he does look a little burnt, a little sunburnt, somewhat. But it could be what he's working on. I don't know what I haven't looked at anything that Colin Farrell is like supposed to be in that he's shooting right now, so I don't know.
Okay. I felt it's so funny when you have Hall H Day and there's panels that no one else cares about, that I'm like, I like the Silo panel was just on before the Penguin panel. I'm just like, and Rebecca Ferguson was there, and
she was there. Oh no, I gotta look it up. I gotta see what she looks like. Because let's see.
If I had a panel at Hall H, Scott, would you care?
I would care, Andy.
Yeah, we would all be there. Come on, we'd support you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
If I could get tickets, I'd be there, Andy.
Yeah.
Why would I make you pay tickets for a panel?
Oh, I mean, if you got the tickets for me, then great. Awesome.
There she was,
if it's Hall H, of course you can come in.
Okay.
What?
I have to watch this series. I hear it's really good. I know.
Oh, it is so good. Of course,
Yeah.
I love being. I'm in a DM chat with a lot of mutuals, and we basically talk about Apple TV shows, and they all got turned on Silo, and I love teasing them because it's based on a trilogy of books, and I've read the entire trilogy, so they'll be like doing theories and guessing at what's going to happen, and I'm just sitting here going, maybe. It's like, I know how it ends.
Okay, I am gonna show you one thing, Scott, from the trailer that they showed.
Go
That
right
was
ahead.
like, ooh, Sophia in Arkham.
Ooh.
With blood on her face.
I'm so excited to see her in this like dramatic role. It's gonna be because like you guys, I'm also like very used to seeing her in comedies and stuff like that. So this will, like it's always like the actors who like does a lot of comedy that also really does dark roles really 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 well.
Well, because it's the old adage. I remember Peter O'Toole says it in that movie, My Favorite Year. Dying is easy. Comedy is hard.
Yes, comedy is hard.
It is
for sure.
I would say that both Palm Springs, the movie she does with Andy Samberg,
which is a good movie.
Very good movie.
I need to watch that.
Yeah,
I always like time loop movies too. So.
Yeah, it's one of the better time loop movies. Very good, very good. And because it came out during the pandemic, where everyone felt like they were playing the same day over and over again, it was very cathartic, I think, for a lot of people too, including myself.
I remember it also came out. I remember it was also like on a weekend where like 3 streaming movies all came out at the same time. So it was because like it was Palm Springs, Greyhound with Tom Hanks on Apple, and like another streaming service released a movie. And I just remember it was like the weekend of the streaming releases.
Was that the Tom Hanks movie with like the dog or the robot? I feel like there was a robot one or something.
That was actually that was on Apple.
Okay.
I forgot what it was called. Greyhound was the World War II. They played. It was a. I can't remember what class of vessel it was, but basically it was they go U-boat hunting.
Okay, interesting. All right.
It was a really good movie. It was a good movie. It would have gotten a theatrical release, but it was
pandemic,
so it became an Apple original.
Okay. Speaking of Apple originals, real sidestep quickly because we also are talking DC stuff, but Joaquin Phoenix, and I keep thinking of Ridley Scott. I don't know how to feel about Gladiator 2. I've heard Napoleon was very dry. It was okay, but apparently Ridley does want to release. He has said that there is a 4-hour plus.
No, Apple has already
it's confirmed.
Confirmed, yes.
Good, good, because his director's cuts are fantastic.
Usually. Oh no, his director Ridley Scott is another one of those directors that when he releases a director's cut, you watch the director's cut. I mean, I went to Napoleon. I saw Napoleon in IMAX over Thanksgiving. I remember I did the double feature. I literally watched Napoleon, stayed in the same seat, and then watched the new Hunger Games movie. And,
okay.
Who's in that Hunger Games movie, Scott?
It was okay. I know where you're going with Sandy. Stop it. It was a good movie. It was a good movie.
I've heard I love the books. I'm reading that book now of the new Hunger Games movie.
The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, what happens with Snow, like what he becomes. So I'm just kind of like, I'm liking the book, but I had to stop, and then I got sidetracked with real life for a bit and everything. And but I was enjoying it. I'm about halfway through.
Well, the movie was one of those, and I'll get back to because I wanted to comment on your thing about Napoleon, but the movie was one of those. It was like I did not expect the movie to be this good, and it was cool seeing it in IMAX because when they did the arena scenes, it aspect ratio shifted.
Oh, sweet.
For the arena, and it became true IMAX for the arena scenes. And Francis Lawrence directed it, and he had directed Catching Fire and Mockingjay Part 1 and Part 2.
And I like those. I've liked all the movies. I loved the first movie so much that I read the book series and then I watched the other movies, and they did. I know a different guy, the guy who did Pleasantville, and I think wrote Dave the movie or whatever had directed it, and he did a good job. But yeah, the Hunger Games stuff is really underrated, honestly, in terms of a lot of those dystopian young adult
YA,
thing.
YA books. Yeah, it started the trend though, so it's like it just got flooded with everything that tried to copy it. Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
We're about to have a visitor. So
okay, that's fine. We're also going to have Ryan show up too as well.
I'm
up,
Ryan? Too, I guess. How's it going, guys?
Perfect
I'm talking to
timing.
Uncle Dave. Maybe you know Uncle Dave.
You mean a talking thing?
Yeah, there's Dave.
What's up, buddy?
You watching Paw Patrol or something?
Blaze and the Monster
Okay.
Machines, which connects to the conversation I was having last night about Nolan North. So there you go. Yeah, there we go.
Somebody pointed this out from the trailer that they do say that she is the Hangman.
Is that a reference?
That is reference to that. Yep, that is Long Halloween.
Yeah, I think it's Dark Victory actually.
No, oh yeah, no, you're right. I read them pretty much back to back every time.
Yeah,
so
yeah. I mean, it's the same story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But to your point, Paul, Napoleon, it just feels like because there's so many large time jumps, I didn't think it was dry. I just felt like, oh, half the movie's missing because of all the. They go to your room, buddy. I'm in my room. Go to your room. Children.
Scott, can I just tell you, this is one of the best commentaries we've had in the group chat where you're just like, I just feel that Ridley Scott, he was missing half the movie and this is a cinematic achievement. I need to go to the bathroom, buddy. Just go. Just go.
Well, it's so funny. I'm sorry. I have to take this moment because he's basically grown up on the Vodka Stream, but tomorrow is his 4th birthday.
Oh, congrats.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Tomorrow, I know.
Where are you taking him?
Well, no, I actually have to work. Today was his party.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So we had a water party in our backyard. So we just invited his 3K class over, and we had like a slip and slide and our play set and kinetic sand, and we just let them run around in their bathing suits in the backyard. It was like the most chill birthday party I've ever had, and I loved it.
Cool.
Okay. Colin Farrell, he did say, like, talking about somebody, I guess, asked about previous Penguins. He said he didn't watch Gotham because he didn't want to accidentally take ideas from Robin Lord Taylor, who did a great performance, of course. His Penguin. I love him. I love his Penguin. Yeah. So I mean, that's understandable. I think didn't Jared Leto say that too? I don't know. I remember hearing somebody else.
Jared. What's really interesting too is that I like the fact that you have Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, Mark Hamill all doing something very different but very similar. I think the Penguin, though, if I'm being quite honest, I think the Penguin performances are so day and night, yet very reminiscent of the character to some degree. I mean, Danny DeVito and Colin Farrell and Robin there in Gotham, very, very different.
And don't forget Meredith Burgess.
Yeah.
Right, Meredith. Yeah. Well, and again, I like Burgess. I like Batman 66 just fine, but I always find those. And again, it's not against the actors because I love the actors and stuff, but it is in the 60s. Yeah, yeah, they're just. Nice. I would say they were more archetypes than they are actually characters, if that makes any sense.
No, they were just having fun.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
They're just goofing around.
Yeah.
Frank Gorshin was so identifiable as Riddler. I mean, you watch Jim Carrey in Batman Forever, like he just took
he's doing
so
Gorshin.
Especially that when he twirls his cane in the Batcave and he laughs, it almost sounds like his laugh because he used to do that or whatever the hell he used to be able to do.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. He
I
used
gotta
to do
ask
that
about two Penguins though. First of all, have you ever played the Telltale games?
Okay,
no,
yes, I have started the first one, but that was right before I famously discovered that I have disconnected my PS4 since 2019, and now that it has literally been dusted off and reconnected, I hope to pick back up because I know that the Penguin in that game is radically different.
Yeah, he's like this spelt British dude, and I think he goes by Oz, and I don't know. He has this whole history with Bruce. It's interesting, but it doesn't really feel Penguin to me. So I just think about that as more of like a unique take on the character. And then today, just before I came on, they announced that the Cape Crusader show, I don't know if you guys talked about this yet.
Oswalda.
Yeah, they're gonna female. I mean, like, I'm not ever really against a swap, but I just feel like when they do these sorts of things where they make it a different race or they make it a different gender or whatever, it's fine. But you couldn't think of any other female that could have been slotted into that villainous role. Like, you got to do a gender swap.
Yeah, you got to do the swap. I don't know.
No, it sounds like you do have a problem with it, though.
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, go on. No.
I was gonna say it's one of my big problems with DC is like, I love that you love Batman. I love that you want to focus on known characters, but if you don't grow and expand outside of that, like what was it? I think it was Beware the Batman or whatever. Even though it got canceled or whatever, they started.
Oh man,
yeah,
Professor Pig.
Yeah, like Professor Pig, and they start going that way. Like, why not try? I mean, outside of the CW, which failed miserably with it, like do a Duella Dent or something like that. Like those territories.
They could do something like that.
Yeah.
As opposed to just putting an A at the end of as Oswald.
Even though I'm looking forward to Minnie Driver's performance though, because
I was wondering who she was playing.
She is very, very good.
Did you guys see this? Like Mike Marino says one of the visual inspirations was Harvey Weinstein.
I think that's the skinniest I've ever seen Harvey Weinstein look.
Yeah, that's because the guy's dying.
He's faded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, hopefully he dies in prison if that's the case.
He's almost on his way out. It sounds like nobody has sympathy for that guy. So
is it safe to say we won't get a redemption arc for this Penguin?
No, I know.
No. I mean, look, I think at best, I think if they want to keep and utilize Colin Farrell to his best, I mean, Dave, I meant to comment earlier, but the reception was going in and out. I do not like the title, the epic crime saga or whatever the fuck that is. That feels so committee.
The Batman
voted
epic
on
crime saga.
Just call it the Matt Reeves Batman saga. I would have accepted that.
Just call it the Batman saga. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but but you know that they're gonna do Batman in the DCU as well, and they don't want someone else taking the Batman saga. They probably want to do their own. Who knows?
Or but even just like Batman the Detective or something like that. Or
True Detective or Detective Comics.
The Detective Saga or something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would have preferred that.
Yeah, I think because he like coined it last year on Twitter. And a lot of people are pointing that out. I don't know if it's actually a thing that they're actually going to make a title for, or that it was just Matt Reeves.
Which is funny because all the trailers just said the next chapter in the Batman saga. Like,
exactly. I think it's partially Matt Reeves just going, "It's the epic crime saga."
Why do you make Matt Reeves sound that? Why do you make Matt Reeves sound like he was the big? Good lord.
He probably did. He's very excited. He's a fanboy, you know.
But as far as the Penguin goes, in my opinion, they want to utilize Colin Farrell as much as possible because he was definitely one of the most loved things from the movie. This Penguin show, I think, is going to work out really well and going to make him even a more popular version.
Well, and they're putting it on HBO now instead of it being a Max.
Yeah, we were talking about that too. Yeah.
Sorry,
and
I'm coming in late on this conversation.
No. But I'm agreeing with you, and I'm saying like it's a big deal because they want it to not fail on stream. They want it to be on a thing that people actually watch, which is important. But he's coming. He's going to become comic book Penguin, which in most iterations is I run a good deal of the underworld, but Batman won't put me away because he's probably going to come to me for information from time to time. Let me do my things just enough. But at the same time, like I have to give info on certain people. So if like some crazy psycho killer who always will show up to Gotham like every 5th month or 3rd month or whatever, like I might have an idea of where that guy is because of all my connections and so on and so forth.
He's kind of the informant, like enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing, where it's like, I don't want him around, but I kind of need him for the time being. So it'll be interesting.
He's useful.
Yeah, he's useful. Exactly. And like, again, the Penguin's not going to want a crazy Joker-esque type character that might be bad for business. You know,
right.
He's economical about it. So and they're leaning into Tony Soprano. They're leaning into the gangster aspect of Gotham, which is good. I'm liking pretty much everything I'm seeing in this direction. I love even that they have so Sophia Carmine there being psychotic from Arkham, where she's going to be like, I'm rehabilitated, and then like she flips, and then who knows? Like it leaves a lot more up in the air.
I just love mob stories in general. So you're
Yeah.
giving me a mob story that's set in Gotham, and it's not going to go crazy. It's going to be like a hardcore mob thing. I'm like, bring it on. And you got Colin Farrell headlining it.
I don't know, Scott.
I'm
It's
excited.
it's coming out the next day after Agatha All Along. So
I don't think there's anything for me to worry about.
Yeah, nothing to worry about there.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah.
Oh, you got a bunch of
I will
As much as I love Catherine Hahn, but I'm like, what is this even gonna be?
I'm gonna wait on Agatha and probably binge it later.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, and again, because I'm very mixed on WandaVision. Like, I did not hate the show. I liked some things that they did. I hated
started
other
strong,
things that they
ended
did.
a little weak. Yeah.
Yes, that's where I am on the show.
Yeah. My favorite part is there's some. If I can find the video, maybe you can find it, Dave. It's like someone's like the worst. Like someone's been compiling like the worst television line ever, and it's the clip of Rambo's kid there, who becomes another Marvel later on, where she's just like, these people will never know what you did for them, and then the guy's like, she held him hostage for 3 months, and that's okay now, or something like that. Like, just
No, I've seen that. I've seen that one. Yes,
remember that line.
Yeah, and just it's just. WandaVision could have just been like, it wasn't a bad premise or a bad idea.
No, it had the concept that they really sold it on was the fact that it was all the different genres of TV, and that was really cool. But at the same time, you still have to end the show and figure things out. So when it got to the finale, it was just kind of like, all right, there's the finale. We have this, all white Vision, and they fight each other, and then they get separated. Then she goes off to that little cabin or whatever the hell.
Yeah, she went off to do Multiverse of Madness, and
Pretty much,
and she went completely crazy. Again, I still like Multiverse of Madness after Deadpool and Wolverine. It's a different. It's hard to explain because like Multiverse of Madness is a better shot movie because Raimi's just doing Raimi stuff, and it's just great. But Deadpool and Wolverine for me is maybe more satisfying because I think they utilize the cameo stuff better. But I still don't dislike Multiverse that much because it's, again, I would have just changed the title. That's all I would really do about that movie in terms of like what expectations were.
I think the reason that they decided to go with Multiverse of Madness was so that they could put in the abbreviation MOM because it's all about a mom story.
Mother.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of silly, but I like the transition from WandaVision into Multiverse of Madness, but it's to what you said, like leaving the Vision stuff with nowhere to go. Like my biggest problem, as much as I'm rocking Marvel today, and they're more favorable for me than DC is right now, is that that they left too many loose ends for everything. Whether it's we're finally getting Tiamat in the ocean and dealing with that in the next Captain America, which I'm glad they're finally addressing that. But like, what are the Eternals up to? Why? Yeah, exactly. Well, we're not getting another movie from them, according to Feige, at least for a while. Or just like, what is America Chavez up to? Like, if you've got Young Avengers, why aren't they doing anything? Or we got Val too, trying to make her own little like. I think it's going to be Thunderbolts, and we're going to hear about that today. But it's like,
we're definitely going to hear about that today.
Oh, sorry, Dave. Go on.
Well, I was just, again, trying to bring it back to still Penguin a little bit. Kristen says her relationship with the Penguin is historical and a real power struggle. So there's going to be some tension.
Good. I like that.
Between them two. Okay. That's going to be cool to see. And they said Sophia and the Penguin are kindred spirits in the sense, but they are on opposite sides. So she's essentially going to be. So we're watching a series about an antagonist for Batman, but then she's the antagonist to the antagonist. That's what I love, because we're going to root for Oz, and then when it comes back to Batman 2, we got to root for Batman again. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But anyways,
but it's kind of funny because it's like we got two people who. We don't want either one of them in charge of the Falcone crime family. But that's going to be the thing, is that like he feels like he deserves it, and she is family. So it's going to be interesting when you go, well, you both have a point, and you're both bad people.
Totally. What's up, Chris?
Hey.
Hey, Chris.
What's happening? Hey.
I hear there's people always rising and falling in America.
Yeah.
Hey, two guys rocking Marvel. Nice. I like the shirt, man.
Yeah, we got our stream getting ready to go on in about 10 minutes, but I wanted to stop by and say hi and talk a little bit of DC before.
Did you watch the Penguin trailer?
I did while waiting for our takeout dinner to be ready.
Nice.
Nice. Good stuff.
Most importantly, what's for dinner?
It'll be Japanese hibachi. So.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, getting all fancy. All right.
No, that's not necessarily. I wouldn't say takeout hibachi would be fancy, but.
Takeout hibachi, yeah, that's one of those you should probably more eat prepared in front of you. What'd you think of the trailer?
I thought it was good. You know, all the trailers have been kind of ramping up to this point. I'm glad that we got a little bit more, just understanding some characters, but I don't feel that they've revealed anything more than they have in the last trailer.
There you go. There's your update about the Batman 2.
Reeves just said they are planning on shooting the movie next year.
And
I just got that from Phil.
Okay.
And the Penguin will be in Batman 2.
Well,
my guess is probably later, I'd say summer, if he hasn't even turned in a script yet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but they said early next year. Isn't that what Serkis
Andy
said?
Serkis was saying, yeah.
That he heard early next year. But yeah, Reeves, I mean, that's what Phil said. I said just Reeves is planning on shooting movie next year, but that's like, that's 365 days. It's 12 months, Matt Reeves. Which one is it? I mean, it could be December of next year for all we freaking know. Come on. Let's put a little like early, mid, late, can we put a
first
little
quarter, second quarter,
Dave,
quarter?
Just look at it this way. Realistically, because when the Superman movie underperforms and makes us all sad. When the Superman movie underperforms and doesn't do great, we can be like, hey, at least the Batman 2's on the horizon. That's something, right, fellas? Like, we can get all excited about it and stuff. Right?
Yeah, there we go. The James Gunn's going down.
Yeah.
No, I heard.
But I don't know. I'm still mixed on it myself. I just there's some things I just like. It feels, in the nicest way I can say this, it's a little too James Gunny. Like it's a little, I don't know, off kilter a little bit. But I think he does it on purpose. And
breaking news, guys!
What is it?
Colin Farrell will return in the Batman part 2.
No.
Oh my god!
I'm shocked.
Oh,
anybody else shocked?
Exclusivo.
Yeah, exactly.
There was one article that came out that headline was the Penguin will bridge the gap between the two movies.
No shit.
Kidding.
Yeah, no kidding.
No shit. Yeah.
And again,
Hold on.
water is wet.
Wet. Yes, I love that. Love that line. But no, to Ryan's point though, I agree. It's just that, like, again, I don't hate James Gunn necessarily as a filmmaker. I think he's been kind of getting somewhat repetitive, at least with all of his team up stuff. But regardless,
I gotta have a ragtag group that comes together. Okay, we get it. Like he's probably gonna have that in Superman too, with the other Justice League. They're probably not gonna work well with him, and then by the end, they're all united as one. It's like, all right,
everyone high fives each other. But
what I'm intrigued by is that we already have a league there.
Yeah,
we have some sort of league there. There are other heroes there. That's something that we kind of haven't seen, at least in the movies.
Are they going to be? Are they going to be called the Justice League though? You think they're going to be called something else? I mean, that obviously the Authority is in place somewhere here, but I mean,
I don't know. It seems like there's like the team up with
Maxwell's Lords.
I think Maxwell wanted to like brand himself on them. Maybe they're going through tough times or something, but they've got the Lord Industries symbol on their chest.
Right. So it's like, are they like
he's
the
gonna
Lord
sponsor
team?
them in some way, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh wait. So I bring up that though. I bring up Superman though too because I guess there was a display where there was like, and again, not costumes, just like merchandise. There was a shirt with the new S and everything, and there was a new like retro Batman symbol that looked very reminiscent of like the Keaton version.
Yeah, like Keaton,
but like more of like a circle with like the yellow and the black. Is that indication that that's going to be what the Batman symbol is going to be for like his Batman in that universe? Have you guys heard anything? I mean, I'm not keeping up with everything.
My guess is that Gunn is going with nostalgia. He's trying to like relabel DC with all of the things that like are the iconic images. Like if you drop the Wonder Woman from BVS, that logo somewhere else in the world, they go, I guess it's Wonder Woman. But if you put the very classic like 80s, 90s shot of that logo, I think people are going to recognize that Wonder Woman. So I get it. It's going to be for brand, not just awareness, but for popularity's sake. And
and to be fair, I brought this up last time in the Vodka stream that, there's a reason they originally titled it Superman Legacy. There's a reason why, we all liked and loved the DCEU, but the brand recognition of it really wasn't there, to be perfectly frank. It wasn't there. You couldn't recognize it. There was no kind of branding. So, this is what the first thing you do in business.
Named it DCEU.
And they never even acknowledged that. That came about through articles.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then you have the other stuff where you distinguish between what's the Snyderverse and what's the DCEU, and then that becomes an even bigger issue. But for me, like I'm sort of just mixed on all this. Not so much those symbols, but like even the DC logo. Like on one hand, it's kind of what I grew up with to a degree. With the stars and everything. I don't mind that. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, though, someone made a point because they were like, that works for like a comic book because it's like what you knew growing up, and it's kind of harking back to a nostalgia. But when I see that logo, because I saw like footage of where they were like having it pop up on the screen, and then I'm thinking of like watching a movie where that like weird, like almost kind of, nostalgia logo pops up, and it almost feels kind of like kind of kiddish in a way.
Yeah, it feels like a Marvel 2003 logo to me, like when they were doing the movies. It's like, I understand going back, and I even said to James Gunn too, like, even if, like, maybe it's because I'm with a graphic designer in this house here, but he even pointed out, she's like, yeah, that works good for like the top of a comic book, but like if you were to put that on, say, a hat, no one wants to see it twisted to one side. It doesn't feel like it has any like newness to it. It's almost too retro. But I don't hate it. I just think the general. Oh, go ahead.
Chris has got to take off.
I got to peace out. You got to geek first, but enjoy the panel golf.
You, man.
Yeah, conflicting streams.
I know.
Let's cross the streams, Chris.
All right, cross the streams. It could be bad, could be good. I like this plan. I'm excited about it.
Let's do it.
All right. See ya. Bye.
Yeah, Chris.
All right.
Sorry, Ryan. You were saying about the logo?
But yeah, like
I don't like that it's tilted.
Yeah, I just center it. Even the star, like even if it was turned a little bit more, at least the stars would be like here and here. But it's like that, and it's for a comic book. If you're reading out the top left of the page, I get it. It's cool. It's like a focus thing, but center it.
I like that it's tilted. I actually like that it's tilted.
Yeah, I don't mind the tilt. It's just the way that it's about. I'm kind of
Listen, he's enjoying his Saturday night.
It's a party at Scott's house.
He's celebrating his birthday, man. Live it up.
He's all probably full of sugar and cake and ice cream.
I'm glad he's having a good time.
Yeah. You know what I actually thought was always cool? If you took that logo and you just did maybe like 3 stars to represent the Trinity. So it's
or something different.
Just slightly different, but still an homage to the past. And we're in the age of nostalgia. I've been saying it since the last Spider-Man movie, really. And we all harken back to when they were better. But we all know that movies like maybe Ghost Rider and some of the Fantastic Four movies didn't add up. But right now we're in this place where Endgame is over. We just want to go back to things that feel good to us, like just that feel good content. And same thing with DC. Like, I get it. If all this newness isn't working, let's try a little bit of the past. And some of that's going to work, some of it's not.
The way I look at it, I'm just going, newer, like kids today, younger people today are not buying comic books. Who are buying majority of the comic books? It's us. It's people of that grew up. So I understand the fact that they would go back to that logo because that logo ran for so long. So it makes sense that they do it. And I actually, when I saw like the logo and how they showed, the first shot of like Superman breaking through the trains and then it flips over and it shows the DC logo, I thought that was pretty cool. And then some people are going, "Oh, what the hell? It's just going to be Superman the entire time." I'm like, well, I think they're going to cater it to whatever movie it is. Like when it's Batman, they'll show Batman in his first appearance, or Wonder Woman, or I don't know. It's going to be something like that, you know. But I don't know. I never really liked the new DC logo, just that plain blue logo that they had. I was never really a big fan of it.
It was a bit sterile.
I grew up with the Stars. The one I remembered a lot at first was it was like a redone star where it was DC and then it had like the star shooting around it, because that's what showed up in front of Superman Returns and Dark Knight and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was also the one that was in front of all, like when they started doing all the direct-to-video animated movies.
Yes.
That was the one. So that's the logo for me that's really kind of like has an impression on me, is that logo. The one before the Peel logo.
The Peel logo, I always
like the
hated
Peel logo though.
I always hated the Peel logo. I only feel the only time it was utilized well, I think, was like Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, it looked really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it like folded and it like morphed, and I was like, okay, cool. I think that's the only time I remember liking it. Other than that, I'd never ever really dug that logo. But then I didn't mind the plain blue one because it was just simple. It was just sleek and simple, and I was like, that's fine, like that works. And now we've gone back, and it's like with DC, it always feels like we go like one step forward and two steps back, like almost all the time. So
but everybody hates new shit. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Well,
so they're going to cater to going back and doing nostalgia.
Yeah.
It'll be like a Star Wars thing where it's like, oh, we hate the prequels. And then like 10, 20 years, those guys grow up. They're kind of closer to our age. And then they're like, oh, I miss when it was like Man of Steel and all that. And then
George Lucas was making these movies.
Yeah. The thing we have to remember, though, with Star Wars is that, you know, I think DC has to try to get away from that aspect, because Star Wars, for the most part, progressively just gets worse. So we look back on I jokingly say that because I obviously love Mandalorian and Andor and stuff like that. But the sequel trilogy, not so much. But but DC's thing for me as a fan is that is that they're, because it's an older company. I mean, Marvel's getting to be this now and starting to learn a lot more, and because Marvel's gotten so much bigger on a multimedia platform, because DC always kind of had. I always feel like because of the bankruptcy in the 90s, I always feel like DC kind of had like a head start on all of that for like a long time. But with DC, there's just so many different iterations and generations of fans that go for different styles of things. And because DC was like the first company and utilized more of that like Silver Age like goofiness and just was more. Like, again, it took Marvel to come in to be like, let's ground some stuff some more. And then it took to like the 70s into the 80s for DC to catch up. And so, but since then, and again, DC really did pave a lot of good stuff in the 80s, especially into the 90s. And, but now DC kind of wrestles with its identity, because on one hand, it does really progressive stuff and really tries to innovate. But at the same time, they try to cater to nostalgia. And it's just like batting heads the whole time. It's alone, just on the debate on the Superman trunks is the thing that will just take up forums for a day, and it drives me nuts as a fan.
I know, it's stupid. Okay, so then since we're waiting for Marvel stuff, I wanted to get you guys' take on that clip that they showed for Superman and Lois, the Doomsday and Superman clip. Did you guys see that?
I did not.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
I actually intentionally, once again, something that because I love the show. It's another one of those things that it's like,
you don't want to get spoiled.
I don't want to get spoiled. I want to.
Well, it's just them fighting. That's all it is, really. But
but
you want to see it on TV, not on that little phone screen from YouTube. You know, I totally.
You can still watch it on your TV.
Yeah. He has.
Or you want to see it.
Anyway, go ahead, Scott.
I'm sorry, Andy. He's right, but but no, it's just like I have in my head, you know, how season 3 ended, and I know that all the clips they're showing is probably just going to come from the premiere. So it's like, I don't want to have all the cool stuff from the premiere like already spoiled for me. Like I would like to see how far do they go with that Superman Doomsday fight? because now, Dave, you still haven't watched season 3 of Superman and Lois, have you?
Same. I haven't watched it at all either.
Oh, so so y'all don't even have any idea how Doomsday's there in the first place.
No.
I've heard some things.
I'm not caught up.
Okay. I will tell you guys this as someone I'm completely caught up on Superman and Lois because I watch it like week to week. Like I'm like dialed in. Dude, that season 3 finale cooked from start to finish because as I've said, this version of Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he's better than prior ones, right?
Really?
He is. Okay. Well, he's just so different. They make him metal, and it's and it's awesome because it's like, what if Sons of Anarchy produced a Lex Luthor, and it's
really because he's bald. He's got the freaking
you can kind of see that he would project that, but I didn't think they'd go that route. That's interesting. Okay.
Oh no, it's like they talk about
was
Luthor.
He in Sons of Anarchy? Was that actor in something?
He was in Walking Dead.
He's in Walking Dead. That's what it was.
Oh, there was in Southland with Ben
Southland.
That was a good show.
Okay. But he doesn't even really show up. Like you spent all season waiting for him. And he really doesn't show up until I can't remember if it is the last episode or
it's the penultimate.
The penultimate is like his episode. And then you get the finale and stuff goes down in that finale that leads into what you guys are seeing. I'm just saying the season overall wasn't the strongest. I mean, for me personally, there's a Lois plot that because of what's going on in my life, the Lois plot really like hit home.
Oh yeah, because I know exactly what you're talking about.
Aren't they like not seeing eye to eye? I think I had an understanding of that.
Oh, well, I think I can. No, I don't want to.
Okay.
Do you mind a spoiler, or do you?
I really honestly don't because I have thoughts about that clip. So just proceed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lois has cancer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so the season really follows Lois's treatment and how the family deals with that.
Yeah.
And my wife has been diagnosed with leukemia for the last 2 years. So for me, well, she's in remission now. We actually
everything's good now.
I saw that post. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, keep going.
But the point, though, is that watching the show while my wife was in her treatment really made the season like.
Yeah, you feel something. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Because the strength of Superman and Lois has always been the family aspect for me. Right. When we're dealing with the Kents, I feel like that's when the show is always at its strongest.
Agreed.
So,
for me, like I kind of dipped out just because it was like the whole Steel thing. He's like, I think they said he was like from another Earth or whatever, and then he comes up. There's a whole thing of like they kept doing like a misdirect thing where I kept thinking like, oh, that's going to be Lex. And then, I don't care that he's African-American, but it was like they kept swapping all these things that you think you know, but it's actually this. And I was just like, can you just give me that thing? Because I kind of want to see that. So that's what TV is for, in my opinion, is to explore this stuff you can't get on film. So to fast forward to this clip, which I'll admit, like from a just action kind of thing, and it's one of my critiques actually of Deadpool, is like, I love just brawl out action. It's great. But like I'm watching this thing and I realize it's a CW budget, but at the same time, I'm kind of getting I don't really feel the stakes here because it's all just CGI. Here's meteors flying and lasers going, and it's cool in that sense, but I don't feel a sense of like gravity or real world stakes, which probably would be helped if I had watched the last season. So I'll give it.
What you're missing out. You're missing out on all the build up. Like this is not what the season is going. Like this is the payoff.
Okay.
For how season 3 ends.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's basically your reaction to a part 2.
Right.
And you didn't watch part 1.
Right, and that's fair. So someone on the internet did a comparison to BVS. We're like, oh, look at them. They're doing the laser blast thing to each other. Oh, it's so crazy. And I'm like, yeah, it's an homage, but I felt more with BVS because that was happening on Earth. And I felt like there were lives at stake and everything was going on around them. So to be fair, I should have that context of why they're up there fighting in space. I just hope that whatever it is, when I find out, it's not just because, oh, we have to like drag him into space and that's the only way we can have this fight. Like if they fought in the desert away from people or anything like that, at least you'd be on Earth, and I would feel like, oh,
Sure,
the world
there's
is
gonna be
changing.
some of it on Earth for sure. I mean, when you see the clip, his suit's already got scratches. His cape is torn
That's
off.
true. Okay.
So I'm like, how much was already fought, and then maybe he
Yeah.
tried to take it out into space.
Well, okay, no, I'm gonna stop you there. The spoilers for the season 3 finale. No, the fight, like the finale ends, and they're fighting on the moon.
That's what I was going to say. Remind me of the Nuclear Man fight, and I made jokes.
Oh
about
God, the Nuclear Man
Yeah.
fight.
So
Okay,
that's
epic fight.
but no,
better.
But what
But
I would say, Ryan, though, is that if you're following like the emotional through line of what's
Mhm.
going on in season 3, and the fact that this is happening because this show's version of Lex Luthor has literally just shown up the episode before.
yeah,
It's like I said, I like the show, so I'm enjoying what they're doing, and knowing that it's the final season, this show has earned my trust.
Yeah.
In that they're going into the season knowing it's the last season, which means it's actually going to get an ending.
right.
So there's a lot of
Good,
things. There's a lot of things going for it.
Yeah.
In that it's like I always love shows that when they announce this is the final season, and we knew it as we were, breaking it down. It's
Right.
like good, you could write an ending because
Yeah. You know where it's going.
right.
Yeah.
So it's going to be it. They've cut out so much, like because of the budget cuts, they've cut out a lot of the half the regulars got tossed out, which means I'm also looking forward to a much more streamlined story. One thing that season 3 suffered from, in my opinion, was they were trying to service all their regulars.
Oh.
And I just but I don't care about that story. I want to follow this story. So since all those regulars are gone now, I'm looking forward to season 4 being a very, let's cut the fat.
Yeah.
Keep it lean.
Did they cut out Sam Lane?
Yes, he is one of the.
That's what I
he's
thought.
one
I
of
thought
the-
he was one of the casualties, and I like that character.
Oh, I love that character. I love that actor. Dylan Walsh
Yeah.
was great. But no, they cut him. They cut Lana. They cut Henry Irons. Basically, you're gonna have the Kents and Lex Luthor. Those are your regulars.
Keeping it
There you
bare.
go. Hey, wait, so I wanna call a timeout just real quick because it's about. Well, I'm trying to also remember too. There's the
About
time
50
difference. It's 9:00 here for me. I don't. What
Yeah,
time is the Marvel
it's start-
panel?
It's starting right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Starting
hold on, just
right now.
Just real quick, I want to ask because we're on the subject of Superman. I don't know if because it's about more of a comic. It's not necessarily a show, but I guess they've released the trailer for the Kingdom Come documentary. Did we want to watch that before we start on the Marvel stuff?
Did they really? I didn't even see that.
It might be on the Alex Ross YouTube. I know it went live on Instagram, and I think it's on Alex Ross's Instagram page.
Oh, okay.
But it could also I know because I follow Alex Ross stuff all over on YouTube. I think they were going to release it at.
Oh yeah, they did. They
like,
released
8 o'clock.
it. It looks like they released. Well, the official preview is here. Oh yeah, so they did release it. It was just a half an hour ago. So
Yeah, I mean, I know
Well-
it's based on a comic we've all probably read, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
I did. Yeah, we could. Let's see. How long is it? I mean,
Oh, Simon Kinberg has been spotted at Hall H ahead of Marvel Studios panel.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This is one of the things.
Give him away.
Is he being escorted off the premises, or is he there?
Yeah, keep him away from X-Men.
Wasn't
Yeah, seriously.
wasn't Kinberg going over to Star Trek though? I thought that they had
Yes.
Yeah. So it could be
Yeah.
for that. Yeah.
All right, we could watch the Kingdom Come trailer. Why not? Let's do
Yeah.
this. All
I'm just curious because being the
Yeah.
documentary and stuff.
I fell a great star from heaven, and I beheld and heard an angel.
I I remember when The Dark Knight Returns came out. I remember when Watchmen came out. So of course I remember when Kingdom Come came out.
Kingdom Come is 4 separate issues, 48 pages apiece. It was an all-immersive kind of lifestyle for me.
It blew people away. I mean, this was the most sought-after book there was.
This was something very new, very different.
No one had seen anything like that at that scale before.
It was amazing. I never thought from anything that people would still be talking about this book 25 years later.
There were voices and lightnings and thunderings. This was my dream.
What makes Alex Ross art stand out from the others is his approach to realism.
You think of a Superman, you're thinking of the Alex Ross Superman.
It almost looked like Renaissance paintings that we were told these were the masters. Alex was taking some of those techniques and applying them to superheroes.
1938, DC released the first issue of Action Comics, the magazine that introduced Superman.
Gives you motion, it gives you expression, all on like a little magazine that you can afford.
Comic art would abstract the human form in a way that was very inspiring to me as a young person and something I would imitate for my whole life.
Wish fulfillment. This is power fantasy. If I just had the abilities to do these things and make the world a better place, I could do it.
He makes them look like real live superheroes. They look like Olympian gods.
You gotta have the balance of the eyes perfect. Let me tell you the story of Kingdom Come, page for page, panel for panel.
It was such a huge, epic story.
The DC fans, when he did their favorite characters, and then they came back to save the world one more time, just minds blown.
I see a shot that is, I know, since it was like a pencil layout through final rendering, and then I see it on a bus ad or a poster or a shot setup. I'm going like,
oh, totally. You totally see Alex's influence.
The way material folds the shadows, the angst of the character, the history of the character. I mean, he's like Stellar Adler. He's the master class of how you approach comics. This is a true art form.
It would weigh on us the way it would be perceived, but I always had the sense of like, oh, I'm making a legend right now.
Yeah, that looks like it's gonna be good. I love it when they take the images and make them kind of move and like add depth to them and stuff like that. I love that stuff. But
you got to be careful with Alex's, but they did a good job. It looks good. Sorry.
At 12 years old, he was already a better artist than I am today. So God bless him, man. He is fantastic. I love his work.
And by the way, just and in attendance of Turpin's funeral in Apocalypse Now Part 2 on Superman.
Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Lights are going down. Ooh. Marvel Studios is going crazy.
Are you able to show it, or do we have to look on our mobiles?
Oh no, there's no like stream or anything.
Like if there was a stream right, then who the fuck would line up for Hall H for 3 days?
Well, they used to. Okay, I'm dating myself here a little bit, but what was the it was that
fog machines. They're having fog machines there.
Oh boy, yeah. They remember
machines?
the Periscope app. They used to like get people with theirs, and they would live stream in Hall H, like underneath like a hoodie or something like that, and then you could see like a secret screening. But I miss those days, and then they shut down the Periscope app. So
I love Periscope. It was so easy to work with.
Yeah, that was my live streaming before all this.
That's the same. Like because when I was doing the Flash Pockets, like I would get like tons of viewers all the times over there, and then like suddenly it was just gone. I'm like,
yeah.
It's like when they took when Vine got taken away.
Okay, so lights are down, fog machines. Okay, so we got a little shot right here. I'll try to post some, I'll share some of the shots. Fog machines are going right now, so that's not really a lot of fog right there. It's a little bit of mist. It's
as long as it's not like what happened with the Penguin last night. Did you see the Iceberg Lounge went up in smoke?
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was
what?
Cool.
That wasn't fun. That was sad. That was sad.
I knew some people there, like that DC World guy who's also very active on Twitter. He was there, I think, at the same time. He hasn't talked about it, but yeah, I've seen the images of the fire department issuing everyone out, and yeah, I had free tickets to go, but I was like, if I'm not going to SDCC, why not? Why even bother with that?
So here we go, Hall H.
Here we go. Nice. Who is
Everybody's
this?
chanting. Everybody's chanting.
I just want to get a quick temperature. You are all here for the Marvel panel, is that correct?
No.
Oh, sorry. Garbage Pail Kids are over here. I gotta go.
So there's that. Yeah. So we'll just get things as people are posting right now. Everything's like just got ramped up right now, big time when it comes to all this. I love this right here too when it comes to the Marvel. The panel right here where they were just like obviously showing that if you're entering right here, no running. Fill all seats. Do not hold seats for other people or place items on seats next to you. Oh man, it's gonna be a freaking bloodbath.
Yeah,
bloodbath of nerds in here. Don't save any seats.
Chris Evans is here, and then they start rushing the stage.
Well, definitely.
But
so do we have any idea like what they're teasing or what they're talking about, or is it just going to be?
I think this is what we're getting at least a little bit.
Did we just lose Scott?
Okay.
Yeah, he dipped out. I don't know what the reason was, but maybe
he
birthday
probably
was calling.
Yeah, the kid.
Yeah,
calling.
Well, he had his mic muted, right? Because the kid was singing and stuff.
There was whatever was on his iPad there, Blaze or whatever. I don't know. But hey, birthday calls, I get it. But yeah, any predictions? I think Wonder Man,
Fantastic Four is going to be one of the main things.
It's got to be, right?
And Thunderbolts as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see the hat?
Oh yeah, the bullets and stuff
Yeah,
that
the
look like the Walmart logo from like.
Yeah, it looks like Walmart, but also kind of Suicide Squad-ish. I don't know. It'll be interesting. It's supposed to be asterisk.
So they're singing like a prayer. living like and they have a whole little thing going on right there. That's interesting. Yeah, Marvel panel begins with a massive performance of Like a Prayer with Deadpool running around the crowd. So there's a Deadpool that's running around the crowd as well. That's
I
fun.
wonder how much Madonna has made from the iTunes downloads on Like a Prayer at this point.
Yeah. Like a Prayer. Yeah, I know. I kind of wonder that too. I mean,
I kind of want to say something about Madonna, but I probably shouldn't. I'm just glad she seems like she's happy. I'll just say that.
Yeah, I think it's funny because if you've heard the story, because Ryan had pictured the whole sequence, I guess, and he wanted Like a Prayer, but it got pretty close, and then he realized that he hadn't secured the rights yet. And he's like, "Oh yeah, shit!" So then he had to talk to. I guess he reached out, and they got Madonna's people. Then they sat down like one-on-one. At that point, they had filmed stuff for the movie, and like I don't think we had gotten any trailers yet. And then he went over the stuff with Madonna. And then Madonna was like gave notes and everything. And I guess later on with reshoots or doing something else, they had to retweak something. And basically
Kevin Feige's on stage.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's some pictures that I'm seeing on the timeline right here. So obviously we have the choir right there. We got a Deadpool. This is what Deadpool is looking like. The Bob Ross one. So that's pretty funny.
This movie made so much, we're making a sequel.
Yeah.
my biggest fear though, like prediction wise, is that they're going to jump into AVX as a result of this, and I want that, but I don't want it to be done just because this movie made money. I want it to be done because there's like a proper setup to AVX. You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing, because like I think we can talk spoilers at this point. We talked spoilers last night, but yeah, the Foxman universe still exists. It is still tangent, or it's still there. It's and it's kind of solidified too after Deadpool Wolverine. So my guess is that they're going to be utilizing the Foxman, and then they're going to be facing off with probably the MCU Avengers. Now my thing is this though, like one, like what's the status of most of those actors with the X-Men, and then two, with the Avengers, like if it was 5-6 years ago, you'd be like, great, Iron Man, Captain America, but like that's not the case anymore. Now it's
$30 billion in the MCU. Wow. Yeah, that was released today. But Kevin Feige just announced that $30 billion.
As a company
made $30 billion freaking dollars.
Kudos to them.
And look at this, Kevin Feige's wearing a Fantastic Four hat. So he's got the Fantastic.
Oh yeah, he's ready.
So that's what the logo is going to be looking like. It looks like.
Man, I hope it pays off.
Yeah, well,
really, I hope it bombs. I'm just kidding.
There hasn't there hasn't been one good, really solid Fantastic Four movie. So really, you can only go up. Like that's really the only
I like the
logical
first
way to
one.
look
I
at it.
like the first one too. Yeah.
First one was decent.
But the Roger Corman one, yeah. I mean, there's some charm to that one. So, you know.
Nice.
No, I saw the Chris Evans.
Yeah, they did him dirty, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So.
Oh no! I love Chris Evans, and I liked him in that movie. Even though I didn't love the movie, I liked him in Scott Pilgrim. I liked him a lot of stuff. So him being Captain America was interesting. Oh God!
Look at that.
Oh good God!
Oh my
God! No, I did not like the Fantastic Four movie. I heard the Rise of Silver Surfer was a better movie, though. I guess, and I never thought
more fun, but like, I like
Silver Surfer was good.
It just sucks that
The Brave New World is entering the stage.
The what? Brave New World, yeah.
Oh, Brave New World.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
That's what they're going to start off with. Is Brave New World. Okay, that makes sense.
A Brave New World.
There you go.
I'm not a
just sound
fan
like
of the title.
it was supposed to be New World Order, right? That was
I like that one better. I like that one
Yeah.
better. So we got Giancarlo, and we got of course Anthony Mackie right here.
But I think
the whole
New World Order thing was in response to what they had originally set up, where like Seth Rollins' character, like they had the whole Serpent Society there, so there was probably a whole different build up in that movie, and then they reshot it, so now it feels like a Brave New World.
Giancarlo was a character that was completely put in with the reshoots. He wasn't even in the original. Yeah,
and now
so
he's
like
Bridge, I guess.
Washington Bridge or something, but he's like an assassin or something. Yeah, I mean he looks great in the trailers, and he's already got the the intimidation factor down, down pat. So
yeah, you can't really go wrong if you put him in anything, honestly.
So Kevin Feige said that the panel will focus on 3 upcoming Marvel Studios movies. So obviously, Brave New World, Fantastic Four, and Thunderbolts. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope that they come back and they're like, oh, and one more thing, and then they've got like some other big announcement.
Well, they're definitely gonna have something big.
We're still young.
Yeah. I mean, like they show the little comic book inside of. I mean, we talked about it probably on the trailer itself, but like Secret Wars, I thought that there was going to be just a little bit more in that Deadpool Wolverine movie, and it just never materialized. And I don't know, I was a little let down by that, because I thought that, hey, if we're not doing this whole Kang thing, like we're going to sideline him or just write him out altogether, okay, we're going to start building towards that, but they didn't really do it. So
in my opinion, I mean, again, I think they knew this was going to be a successful movie, obviously, but I think they also wanted to test the waters with the R rating, and I think to a degree they made I think they made some good choices, because realistically with Deadpool, you want Deadpool's adventures to kind of stay within the world of Deadpool, but you can hint towards bigger things.
Right.
But again, they also know, and again, don't get me wrong, 2008 till now, like a lot of the kids who grew up watching this are now in their like, mid-20s. But that being said, they do want kids to watch these movies. So I think that they're trying to be cautious, because they don't want kids to be fully out of the loop on what's going on in the MCU when you have like a hard R movie. Oh, here we go.
Oh, I almost lost it for a second there. I thought that was Glenn Howerton from It's Always Sunny.
It kind of looked like
it.
Oh, wow. And sorry, I don't mean to cut you guys off, but it just has things that kind of in. I'm just going to go off. So. We have like a little mosh pit area right here, huh?
That's the piss area.
Should we all be going woo when they come out?
Yeah, we can be like TRL back in the day.
Right.
Where did video come from?
What?
Where did the video come from?
That was from Multiverse of Color.
Oh,
gotcha. Don't worry.
Oh my God, Keenan is that. My boy Keenan, he knows how to get up there.
He's right up there in the pit. If you guys want to see before, like when they had this little, we got Rob Keys right here has this video.
Oh yeah, I know Rob's gonna be there.
Yeah. It's like that Wolverine singing.
It looks like they're about to go to a hot dog festival.
I know, it kind of does, right? Who wants to go to hot dog on a
Wasn't there a Deadpool supposed to be somewhere there?
Suddenly craving wiener schnitzel.
Probably get a copyright on that song.
Yeah, don't play it.
Yeah, I know. So, but that's what they're showing, right? That's what they were showing at the beginning. That's pretty funny. And then of course
They probably cut over to the suit.
Yeah, and then of course
dancing,
Deadpool dancing, and yeah, there you go. That's pretty funny. Look at that big teddy bear and a breakdancer Deadpool. That's pretty funny. That's insane.
Tim Blake Nelson, back after 15 years, says the leader has a great story, but he can't say much. Kevin Feige said he's so happy to have him back and that no tag is left behind, referring to the leader's head bulging at the end of the Incredible Hulk.
Oh yeah, we're talking about of course, right?
It's about damn time.
We're finally gonna see what's happening with this.
Yeah.
It's only been
Dude, that was
16
so creepy
years.
looking too, when it was like.
Those are good. Those are good.
Has it been 16 years?
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah.
That's when, isn't that what?
Yeah,
Been a while.
Right? It's just crazy how long.
What
it's
is
been.
Samuel Stern's been up to in that time?
Giancarlo is Sidewinder, king of the Serpent Society.
He's what?
I thought he was Washington Bridge. No?
Was that just
Who is he? Who is he again?
Scooper was wrong. Oh my goodness, who could have seen?
No,
that?
I'm serious. Well, because it didn't seem like he'd be Serpent Society.
Yeah, that's what they're saying on Twitter. Like everyone who's liking right now, he's playing Sidewinder.
Sidewinder?
Sidewinder.
Sidewinder. Okay.
Okay.
I have no idea who that is.
That's the king of the Serpent
Sidewinder
Society.
sounds familiar, but he's
So
so
people were saying the bridge because even like from the trailers and from the behind the scenes, like he looks like the character of this thing in the comics. So I'm just like, okay, but he's really
because he's rocking the big gun and everything like that, which I don't think of Serpent Society as being like gun-toting dudes. So
I don't know.
So
Do they have
Sidewinder-
guns? Do they have guns that shoot serpents at people? Like, I mean,
like
Was
that
it-
dude
all
from
right, what are we
Megan
doing
Thee
here?
shoots him out of
Do you
his
guys
hand.
remember when that Phase 3 announcement when they initially said Captain America Freeze could be a Serpent Society, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a damn good name. And then there's this one, I'm like, fuck. But what is
I know we were all chomping at the bit to have some Serpent Society, but to hear that they're actually sticking with the Serpent Society thing is really fascinating because it's like.
Because I also thought they took it out. I really thought they took it out.
Oh well, isn't that what you were saying about this Sidewinder guy? That he's
Yeah, he is that. But basically, I'm agreeing with you. I'm also surprised that they're doing something like because I thought when they were doing the first set of reshoots that they had taken
like this feels at least in the trailer, it feels like a spiritual successor to
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Thank you. I was going to say Civil War. But yeah, like that they were going to keep in military espionage and all that. And like if you have the Serpent Society, it doesn't feel very, I don't know, the spy espionage kind of vibe. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. My friend just texted me. He says, I'm watching the Hall H coverage right now. Avengers versus X-Men Instagram and Twitter accounts just went live.
No way. They're doing that? Wow.
That's what he's texting me. I have no.
Are you sure? I'm not gonna. I don't know if I.
I mean,
look, I'm here with you guys. I don't know what's happening.
I highly doubt
Right.
that they're doing that.
I'm going to Google Avengers versus X-Men and see what happens.
Oh yeah, I saw.
There you go.
The account the account is there, but the thing is anyone can register for those accounts, and the thing is
that's
those
fair.
gold check marks too, not just a blue one, because anyone could pay for that.
That's true.
Oh, okay. So when it comes to that,
when I go to
X-Men Sidewinder, this is what he looks like. At least like somebody pulled this up on my. That's what he eventually does end up looking like.
Oh God,
that's kind of a
he
transformation.
looks like a He-Man villain.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude, he looks like the Jeepers Creepers, dude.
Yeah, that too.
I was thinking like an Aquaman villain first.
So that is 100% confirmed.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Not he's gonna look like that.
No,
not he's
he's
gonna look
just-
like that.
He
No,
might.
I mean,
you never know.
I mean, yeah, maybe he gets hit with Leader's rays or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and then everyone starts transforming.
Ooh. Adamantium will be introduced in the MCU with Celestials being made out of them.
Yeah, it's coming out of TMS.
Materials are going to be made out of adamantium. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering. I was like, I saw Brandon Davis say adamantium confirmed. I'm like, for what?
Well, there was rumors too. Yeah. There was rumors too about the was it vibranium or was it somewhere between vibranium and vibranium and adamantium being like because now that Netflix stuff has become canon to a degree, when Bullseye gets rebuilt, essentially, like his spine gets like adamantium put in there or whatever. Well, that was the surgery that was happening to him at the end of that season, and then now that it's connected with the MCU, there's like theories and stuff about that. But I mean, they can do whatever the fuck they want. I mean, there's so many different things and options you have in the Marvel universe.
So what I had heard with the adamantium thing is that, and I don't know 100% that it's true, but basically that whole scene where Red Hulk throws down the shield, there's part of that, or going forward in that scene, he actually crushes the shield altogether, and they remake it in adamantium, which they harvest from Tiamat, which would be kind of cool. And also explore.
Well, because the first image or one of the new posters they had, Red Hulk's hand is around the shield, so
crushing it. Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
so, could be interesting, but I think it's still not a terrible thing to have vibranium exist and adamantium. I don't want them to like wash it out completely.
No, don't do that.
So,
well, and also
I love this shot too, by the way. I always thought this was such a beautiful shot.
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, no, because here's the thing: like, I don't dislike Eternals. I do not think it's a perfect movie. Obviously, I think it's very flawed, but there is a lot of good in the movie. But if there was, I mean, at this point, or at least post Endgame, I do think that every project that they come across, they have to go between like, hey, do we make this a TV show with that budget, or do we make it a movie?
Yeah.
And
they also revealed Red Hulk too, by the way. That was I don't know if we're gonna get an image of that. I'm trying to see. I just saw Rob Keyes posted that they basically the Captain America 4. He said the Captain America 4 Hall H footage begins by revealing adamantium and ends with revealing the Red Hulk. Crowd went nuts.
Cool.
Nice.
Does he have the mustache? That's what I
No,
want.
that's the whole thing, because he shaved it off, and that was the joke in the trailer, right? Yeah, because
people thought that they saw the mustache here, so
yeah,
I don't know. It should be interesting. I hope that they show a little bit more, or is that one done now? Are we moving on to the next one?
I think we're moving. I think that's what according to him, he said
they will probably do Thunderbolts next, and then Fantastic Four will be last. That makes
for sure.
Oh yeah, Fantastic Four. Yeah, but I think they're gonna probably do more for like the end too, like talking about Avengers and shit like that.
Now
that's my guess.
Remind me, is Bucky in Thunderbolts?
Yes. He
Okay.
is in Thunderbolts, yes.
Yeah.
That and maybe Florence Pugh is like really the only thing that's got me even a little. Yes. You love your Pew.
I'm also here for
I love the Pew. I love the Pew. And then look who's there. Oh, Mr.
There he is.
There he is.
And he's smiling too, so he can't hate this whole thing that much. Like he's not treating it like Star Wars.
No, it's not one of those things. Well, I mean, he's also playing the part.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
you know what would be funny if he's like, "Hey, to that one guy, to that one interviewer that asked me about Red Hulk a few years ago, I lied."
But yeah, I just picture him doing the whole Conan O'Brien thing where he drops the spaceship behind him and everything, and acting like I think
that
he
was
so
brutal.
Yeah.
Okay,
there was
so
also...
I just looked up the whole like at X-Men versus Avenger like accounts. So on Twitter, the handle that is at X-Men versus Avenger, but the profile name is someone named Paul Mesk.
Yeah,
so
it's
anyone.
Yeah.
We're not going to stream anything from that.
Yeah. Paul, are you
I'm just saying what my friends texted me, man. I'm not saying, hey guys, I've got a source. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying like
no, I know. I would love to like show any kind of
don't
feed
be
into that, but we're gonna get
bitch,
dive
Paul.
Yeah. So we won't risk it. We won't risk it.
Yeah. Like back in February, one of my sources told me like some of the stuff that happened in Deadpool, and he got a lot of it right. But at the same time, he told me that this guy was coming back too.
Oh boy.
Yeah, there he is. He does kind of have a "I'm too old for this shit" look on his face. But...
He kind of does a little bit.
He's
right?
82. Of course, he's too old for
shit!
this shit.
Oh, wait till you see this image. Holy crap!
What is it?
Oh man, he's getting into it. He's getting.
Oh jeez.
Oh, he's having fun.
He's having some fun. Oh, I can't. Yeah, but
well, he had to because he obviously had to do motion capture. I'm assuming for the creature. So
did he though?
Yeah.
Did he really though?
I don't know. I don't know what happens when you get to Harrison Ford level. I think they're just like whatever you want, Mr. Ford.
They probably had to do some facial stuff. I don't know if he did
Yeah.
like any other stuff, but yeah, you're right. He probably did at least a face. That sounded weird,
Yeah.
facial stuff. But
See,
I'm
actually,
just-
they take his plane away from him. They say he can't fly it anymore, and he naturally turns into the Red Hulk. So
Right.
oh,
No,
this is an image from William right here.
oh
So,
my gosh, he's going
Wow.
berserker.
he's getting into it. He's definitely getting into it.
He could
okay.
be old man Logan.
Right. You know what you know what's funny? Like speaking of going back to Deadpool and Wolverine, when we see Cavill, I didn't realize this until I was like scrolling down something. I didn't realize when Cavill does his when he pulls out his claws, he doesn't do it like how Hugh Jackman does or how Wolverine does and just do it both at the same time. He does the Mission Impossible arm load.
Yes,
It
I
goes
caught that.
like that. I totally didn't even catch
Oh
that.
yeah, no,
Totally
you're right.
didn't even
That does
catch
happen.
that. Yeah, so I was like,
pointed
oh
it-
shit, he did it like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I pointed it out to Amanda. She's like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I geeked out immediately when I saw that. Like,
Totally didn't even catch that he did it like he was loading his arms. I was
Yeah.
like, oh fuck, that's cool.
So
Yeah.
there's so
like-
many good little things in there. If you look, like even in the, I don't want to spoil too much, but there's the, well, there's a scene. Oh my god, that's the money
I
shot.
want to print those photos now and kind of like flip them and like.
Oh
you know.
man,
totally having
God
fun.
bless that man.
Yeah, look at even Feige is behind him, like this fucking guy.
He's
having
literally
a lot of
saying to
fun.
himself, "I literally got Harrison Ford to be up on stage screaming and howling."
Like a Hulk. That's what's
Yeah.
so crazy. That's so funny. Wow, I love that so much.
Pretty
If only
hilarious.
we can get a shot of like what the full. I don't know if they're gonna release it or
They'll
what.
they'll probably release it like later down the line, maybe when after the movies come out or something. Probably
Harrison
got-
Ford
because-
said he would have grown a mustache if he'd been asked.
Oh wow, yeah.
right. He says that now, probably.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, he says that now after he didn't have to. Okay, it looks like the Thunderbolts are about to take the stage. So
Finally, I feel like it's been forever since we like really had a discussion about these guys. So
Yeah, I don't.
airs.
I yeah, I was gonna say like I don't. I don't.
We gotta call it Thunderbolts asterisks.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't hate him as like the team as a concept because like the comics are kind of fun, but like yeah, it's just that I'm just not that invested in it. But I like Florence Pugh and I like Sebastian Stan. They're playing Bucky. But every one of the other characters I just consider kind of throwaway characters.
yeah, like
almost.
Ghost and all that. It's like
Yeah.
I wanted Baron Zemo to be in the team. Like, I
Right?
honestly, this
Yeah,
would've
I
been-
thought Baron Zemo
you
was on
know-
the team.
You know who would have been a good fit for this team? Frank Castle.
Yeah,
there he goes.
but they were like, oh, people love John Bernthal and Punisher. We're gonna put him in Born Again. So
You want to
want him
try to say
there.
that last? You want to try to say that last name one more time?
Bernthal? Is it no?
Bernthal.
Bernthal. Okay, see. All right. Well, this is why you
All
guys do
right,
the
I'm-
interviews and I'm at home.
Dude, I'm terrible at pronouncing names, Paul. Don't worry. I'm really terrible at that.
I think the thing that's going to really sell the whole Thunderbolts thing, aside from them actually telling us how they're actually coming together, or like the formation
What about Athena?
is what? Oh, I
Isn't
know,
it-
I know it's Val, but I mean, like for the general audiences who have not.
There
been
she is. Whoops.
TV, that's
Oh wow.
oh yeah, there she is.
There's your girlfriend.
Pew pew pew.
I need to
The
see
best Black
Sentry.
Widow.
I think that's the thing. We need to figure out what is the deal. Like I know
Well,
it's
just
Coleman's
stay
kid now.
tuned. Stay tuned.
I'm just saying that's the thing. If they can make Sentry work, I think the rest of this will come together.
And then naturally,
Yeah.
David Harbour is showing up in the costume.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
God
God.
bless him.
Daddy
He's
David.
Except for Hellboy, he tried.
He
He
tried.
he wasn't the problem with that movie.
No, he was actually a good Hellboy for sure.
Yeah. It's the movie that failed. Yeah,
The movie that
Yeah.
sucked. Except for the last scene. The last scene was great. They were like, hey, we get it now. And it's like, we can't reshoot the whole thing. It's like,
Too late.
nope, you cannot.
Yeah.
You cannot, because and you guys nailed it with this last fucking scene. It was like, come on, man. Really? Like, you're really gonna do that to us? I was like, damn. But you know.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
third time won't be the charm either for it too. That I mean, I
Yeah,
think
it
it's
doesn't
smarter
look
of them to go with the small budget and the horror vibe of it all.
Can
but
they
they're
can
not
they
making
just
the money
give
back.
can they just give Guillermo del Toro like some money and just let him do the third Hellboy. I mean, I don't.
I think
understand.
he's probably over it. He's probably over it too.
It's kind
And
of
not to mention what's his
too
name is
late.
very old. Like what's his name?
Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually saw Ron Perlman. I think it was when we went to remember Ryan when we went to the Flash thing and we got turned away.
Oh,
Ron
yeah.
Perlman, remember Ron Perlman was actually down. He was there to watch the Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Fubar.
But yeah,
for Fubar. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was looking at it, I was like, man, yeah, he's definitely not you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if he's geared up for that.
The brand new team of heroes in the MCU. It is this great team. I have the wonderful.
Oh wow, he's getting into it as well.
That is a man. That is a man that knows Stranger Things is ending, and he has to figure.
Thank God he's free from that shithole.
I don't know. I
love
don't mind the later seasons and stuff, but the
I mean,
ending,
if I had
the
to
ending
work,
of the
if
last
I had to
season-
work with Noah Schnapp, I would probably want to get out as soon as possible.
Dang.
Season 2 was a little rough, and when they did that like side episode where Eleven goes off and just meets a whole group of people that were like, "What is this really?"
Yeah,
have to do with
even
anything?
I mean, I'm glad they explained like the rest of all that in
Yeah.
the last season, but yeah, even fans were like, "You don't have to do that anymore," and they're like, "Okay," and then they
Yeah.
just kind of
And then they brought it back to the room and they put it in with the whole Vecna story, and like that was perfect. That's all you needed.
Yeah, that was good.
So,
Yeah, that was
wow.
solid.
Vecna was
Okay.
awesome.
Vecna
Oh, yeah.
was top notch storytelling. Okay,
Absolutely.
yep. Bucky's ready to go. He
Bucky's
looks all set.
there.
He's even growing out the hair and everything.
Sebastian Stern. Yeah, he's got some hair. He's got some like 1990s fucking hair going on.
Between Falcon and Bucky, who do you think's going to have the better movie between those two? After
I want to say
Well,
Falcon because
Captain
he's got
America,
two.
though.
He's got Captain America. He's got two great Hulk villains that should be in a Hulk movie, but let's not get started on that. And then you've got you've got a movie trying to seems more like it's leaning more into like what the Russos were doing with Captain America. So it's like I think there's good chances.
Elaine Bennis is there too. That's good.
Yep.
Louise Travis.
Yeah, this is going to become Dark Avengers. They just won't call themselves Dark Avengers, but the movie could call itself Dark Avengers, I guess. I don't know, but
Yeah, if they wanted to,
yeah. But no, like I said, I like Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I like Sebastian Stan. I like Florence Pugh's. I didn't love her in Black Widow, but I liked her a lot in Hawkeye.
My favorite scene of hers when she does like the landing, and then she does the whole Black Widow landing, and then she goes, "Ugh," like
You're a
that.
total poser.
Because she was making fun of that whole thing, and then she does
Right.
it, and then she she hated that she did it. I thought that was pretty funny.
I can't think of his first name. Is it? I think it's Wyatt. Wyatt Russell. Is he on stage too?
He should be soon.
He's there. He's there. He's like the four person on the right.
Yeah, because I want to see that interaction of U.S. Agent with Bucky, continuing off from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That was cool. I liked where that was going, and I felt like they kind of dropped off on that a little bit. But I mean, if it pays off in the movie, it's worth it. See, that's the thing. I think both of those movies, Falcon or Captain America 4, and then having this Thunderbolts movie, which is going to be kind of a continuation of what they were doing on that TV show together, could be interesting. But then they've got all these parts that I don't think the general audiences care about as much. Like, I don't think people care necessarily about if there is Serpent Society. They're not going to be as interested in that, or they're not interested in Ghost. They'll be like, oh, I kind of remember her from that Ant-Man movie, but like, is there enough there in the material to make you go like, I'm going to cheer on this guy or that girl or whoever along the way? It'll be interesting, I think.
Marvel is at an interesting crossroads because Guardian, and again, I don't think it gave like false confidence because Guardians was a solid start and basically showed them you can do other things that weren't necessarily huge comics, but work really well in like the film landscape. And post Endgame, they were just trying so many of the smaller, like C-list characters, basically. I mean, and again, that have Moon Knight is a beloved character, and utilizing that and stuff like that. But
And
right now, they're going
Ghost is confirmed for Thunderbolts, which I think we already knew.
Yeah.
And then Wyatt Russell, yes, definitely is there, and he says everyone's gonna fucking love me. That's what he said.
No, they're not.
Hey, he might have a redemption story.
That'll
Who
be
knows?
interesting. Because it seemed like he was kind of teetering a little bit
Yeah.
towards the end there.
I like Wyatt Russell, and I think U.S. Agent was a interesting character in that show. I think there is potential for there to be something cooler.
I
But
agree.
yeah, right now Marvel is going back and forth between trying to stick to what we want to see and love between X-Men and Fantastic Four, and utilizing the lesser known Marvel characters and try to build something with that, but also not waste money and or resources on that, and focus on the things that are going to earn the studios money and get good PR for Disney and Marvel Studios, because of the last handful of years has been a mixed bag. Yeah.
So Julia Louis-Dreyfus says Valentina is after power control, and I would say just generally she wants to kick ass in the Marvel universe. I'm sure that got a fucking whatever, but that's what she said. I love her. I love her.
Anything they do with Marvel, they always get like the biggest, dumbest applause at those things.
Oh, it's all in good fun, Andy.
If you're gonna get the dumb applauses, it may as well be at San Diego Comic-Con. Like that's the place to get them.
Why not? Why
So,
not?
Okay, if you look to the left of Feige, okay.
Oh shit, sorry.
It's that I can't think of her name. It's like, man.
Oops. All right, hold on.
I'm gonna butcher it, but like
her
Rathwani or something like that. I forget her last name, but yeah, she's in all these like kind of young adult, kind of growing up movies and all that stuff. I think. Unless
I know this guy was in Top Gun Maverick and Outward Bound or whatever that open range.
Open Range. I never saw it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I loved the first season. I only watched the first episode of the second season, and it got canceled sadly. But
because the one in like the mini dress there, that's Ghost, right? Or who is that?
I don't know. I think Ghost is actually the one in the pants and the white. I don't know.
No, the white, that's Julie Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, you might be right then.
Yeah.
It says Wyatt Russell on U.S. Agent in Thunderbolts. Everyone's gonna fuck. Okay, I already read that.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, is that something new? Nope, that's not.
Yeah. So we didn't get anything of Sentry out of this, huh? Not even Pullman.
Yeah, wasn't what's his name supposed to? Well.
Yeah. So Bob from Top Gun Maverick has been the recasting on.
Okay, so he's Sentry. Okay.
Yeah, well, it was originally the guy who voiced Invincible.
Footage time.
Stephen Ewan, right?
No, it was what's his name from Walking Dead? Who played Glenn?
Yeah, Walking Dead. Yeah, who plays Glenn? Who voices Invincible? But that actor.
Ewan?
Yes.
Yes.
That's him.
Yeah.
They are showing footage.
They're showing footage of Thunderbolts. Oh, I wonder if they're going to release it online.
I hope so. Just a little snippet of something.
A little bit something.
I mean, I want to see something, because one of the reasons why I'm not even really that invested in this to begin with is because I have no idea how.
Well, I'll show you the beautiful pew pew right here. So.
Yes,
go
I
on.
mean, that's nice.
Yeah, to your point, I feel like the problem with this movie is that the buildup really happened small screen stuff, and I don't think the collective has come out in the same way they did for the movies. So having to kind of explain like U.S. Agent or what, I don't know, any of the other kind of more ancillary characters in the Thunderbolts were up to, building up to this, is like, it's kind of a small climb that they have to do. Whereas, other than Falcon, that movie is basically stuff that happened in the movies. So that's why I'm very torn of like which one's going to do better between the two of them, because I feel like the Captain America is a pretty easy explanation. Like, Cap gave his shield over. Okay, so even if you didn't watch the TV show, you kind of have an idea that he's in the mantle, and then the rest of the stuff happened in movies too. Versus, what's Ghost been up to? I'm trying to remember the rest of it.
I keep forgetting. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but things are just updating as we're going. I keep forgetting that it's Lewis Pullman, who is Bill Pullman's fucking son. Son, and he says is among the cast, of course. And then while obviously he's playing that, but I always was like, oh yeah, it's fucking Lewis Pullman, his son. Yeah.
Pullman kid, yeah.
So the first footage of Thunderbolts is currently being showcased, so we're gonna get some reports on that. I don't know if they're actually gonna release it, hopefully, but they probably won't, because they probably will just be like, hey, we're gonna save it, but we'll see what happens, hopefully. But
It'll be interesting. I just want to see that Sentry shot. I think that'll sell me yay or nay on this one. But
true, and they probably show it in this footage, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, this is the number 2, and then Fantastic Four's got to have something that really sells that movie too. So those are your big ones.
They'll probably cut to concept art that's not necessarily what we saw already, but it will show them in like their I mean, I think that because there was the concept. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. I finally found him. I was like, damn. I was like, where the hell's Wyatt at? There he is.
Yeah.
I just watched another movie this last week that I didn't even realize it was before he kind of got his notoriety. I can't even remember what it was now, but it was.
Well, he's in Soldier as the younger version of Kurt Russell.
Right.
I know that was like his first role when he was a kid.
And the whole
he's in 22 Jump Street as one of the jocks.
22 Jump Street, that was it. Yeah, he's like the dumb jock football quarterback.
Yep.
I loved him. He was great.
Yeah, I think sorry, go on.
Oh no, since then he's gone. He did that show that did not really do well for TBS, but it is like Lodge 23. I really love that. It's like it's trippy. It's almost like if you took that movie that the Pool Boy that came out like earlier this year and mixed it with a little bit of the Dude, kind of a little bit of that. It's kind of like that. He has this laid back slacker kind of vibe that I don't know. He's just he should be a star, and I think he's getting to that stage. But he's doing the stuff with his dad right now for Marvel or for the MonsterVerse.
No.
Okay. Hold on. We got Brandon Davis said, pretty sure they just had a scene in Avengers Tower with Val. So did she buy the fucking tower?
Interesting.
Oh, did Valentina buy the Avengers Tower? Huh?
That would be cool.
Okay, so that's the first tweet I saw that has to do with the footage. Interesting. Anyways, go on. Sorry.
If you do the Dark Avengers thing that I think Paul was saying, that would be an interesting way, because isn't the leader of the Dark Avengers what's his name? Man, I am blanking on everybody today. Oscorp. Isn't it supposed to be Osborn?
Norman Osborn. Well,
yeah,
so there was
the Dark Avengers.
Well, yeah. So basically, what happened was there was Secret Invasion, then there was Siege, and then during that time, the Dark Avengers took over, and Osborn was the Iron Patriot.
Yeah. Okay.
And he was like rebranding a lot at that time, but of course, he was still dealing with the Goblin stuff as he always does.
Yeah.
And then at some point, like the hierarchy kind of came back around and reestablished, and the Dark Avengers were disbanded and whatnot. But again, they never. And again, it works to a degree, because as far as I know, I don't think they called themselves obviously the Dark Avengers within the book, but that's what the book was labeled. And
Right.
I have to catch up on a lot of that stuff. I don't think I even But what?
Sorry.
What's
going on? Fantastic Four is about to happen.
Oh shit.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Yep. There's the photo.
Yeah, we've seen the photo now.
So the
Okay,
concept.
but when it comes to the Thunderbolts, Rob Key says the Thunderbolts footage is super intriguing. It looks different, capital letters. All the characters meet seemingly in a setup, fighting each other, of course. And then they meet Bob wearing scrubs, and then the walls close down. That's pretty much what he said right there.
What, like Hydra Bob? Which Bob is this?
I don't know who Bob is exactly.
Hydra Bob brings them all together. No, but that would be that's interesting. So no mention of Sentry, right?
There wasn't any, there hasn't been.
No, I think that would have sparked something, because that was
right.
That was one of those controversial things that happened too, because it leaked. The Sentry stuff leaked, then when people learned that because Stephen Ewan was a mystery character,
right?
When people learned what it was, it became a controversial subject, because
Fantastic Four starts filming on Tuesday.
Cool.
Yeah, they said it was like this week. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. And then when it comes to Thunderbolts, this is from Screen Rant. Yelena visits Red Guardian's apartment, calls him dad, and says that she has found that the only reason for her to live is killing others. Ghost debuts a new costume. All the Thunderbolts are individually assigned to the same job, but it's clearly a setup. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, intriguing a little bit, but yeah, no Sentry mention in there. So
Because I think
No,
the
they're-
whole setup is that they're supposed to be tasked with bringing Sentry down is the whole thing.
that's probably you're probably
Yeah.
right.
But-
Yeah, with that one.
How that plays out, we'll see. Because
Yeah.
I like Lewis Pullman, but there's a movie. Well, I can give a mild reaction to it because the movie hasn't come out.
Fantastic Four director right there, Matt, whatever. his name is.
Matt
Matt
Shackman from
Shackman, yeah. So Shackman has actually been heavily involved with the MonsterVerse stuff, right? Or the MonsterVerse show with
I
Wyatt
know him
Russell.
from Sunny. That's about it.
No.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic Four footage, Future Foundation. Oh,
Nice.
okay. That's what Brandon Davis just said right now. Okay, here's a better shot of this is a cool shot because it shows the logo right here.
I could do the FF thing.
It's just like it just shows the logo that we've seen already, but that's where
yeah.
I thought that was a better shot that we'll
I
post
want to
up
see
right
more
now.
like retro future. Like I really hope that
That's what I kind of want to see too.
Yeah,
Like, whatever
we're-
universe they're in, I kind of want to see that retro future.
We're definitely going to see that because my theory is that essentially, because it's a multiverse story, we're going to see. I think what's going to happen is something's going to happen. Reed's not going to have the nullifier in time, and Galactus is going to destroy their world, and they're going to have to jump dimensions.
Okay,
And
Matt Jackman says that we want to root it in physics and what is it? Anatomy? I can't
anatomy. Is that
Anatomy.
what
There we go.
Oh, anatomy.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. I was like, I am totally reading that wrong, and I don't. My brain is.
I thought you were
going,
saying anatomic, like
I
anatomic.
know, I was like, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Avengers Tower does appear in the Thunderbolts footage. I'm like, interesting. I wonder what that's all about. But okay,
Well,
so what else we got?
Is the whole thing with like Dark Avengers? Like, oh, go ahead. Yeah.
No, I was just saying he just Shackman said on stage, and he's talking about citing a desire to stay true to the comics as possible. Of course, that's what they all say.
Yeah.
And then, here we go. It says it's set in retro future of the 60s. So there you go.
There you
Retro
go.
future
I give
of-
Reed Richards a pipe to smoke.
Fuck yeah. Okay, so that's cool.
Really
I love
play it up.
that. So that's good. That's good. It's gonna have like its own little world, little aesthetic, and I love the when they take like either 50s or 60s or even that's kind of what Gunn is doing with
Yeah,
Superman.
make a period piece out of it.
Yeah, he's kind of making it more of like it's present day, but it's like a retro kind of perspective.
Yeah.
So that's pretty
Yeah.
sweet. And they did not explain the fucking asterisk for Thunderbolts apparently. So that sucks. But
yeah,
whatever.
that's just that. Again, like I said, I'm 50-50 on that movie. That's going to be
yeah.
that movie's
I'll
going
watch
to
it
have
for
to.
Pew.
Yeah.
I'll watch it for Pew. That's about it. I'll watch
Yeah.
it for her and whatever. But
If-
here's Shackman talking about a little bit right here.
So are not doing just the 60s, right? We're doing a retro future 60s. So
There you go. So I like that. I definitely
Yeah.
do like that.
Glad to hear it.
No, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. I feel because I'm a huge fan of like some of the newer Star Trek stuff, and I liked the Chris Pine movies and things, and I guess
Yeah.
they were in development hell for Star Trek 4, and Shackman was someone that they grabbed onto and was like, all right, and like now that we can get this guy, we can start to get on track, and then
That would be cool.
What? Okay, we got a new. What the hell? We got a new title. Fantastic Four First Steps.
Oh,
what the hell
no.
title is that?
Why would you do that?
you don't even need a subtitle.
Yeah,
Why?
No. First Steps. What the hell? That is no.
That's
that
going to
is-
change. I guarantee that.
That
Okay,
is-
shocker, guys. Michael Giacchino is composing the score. He's
that's cool.
composed, like,
What a relief.
I mean, but I'm still. What the fuck? Like, oh my god! First,
You don't
Steps?
need
Yeah.
everyone knows what Fantastic Four is. You don't even need the subtitle. Like, do they
Yeah,
do they
just
want to
have the
distinguish it?
there. You know?
It's not fan four stick. Like, I mean,
Exactly.
you got it right.
And
I
the
don't know.
first two movies were Fantastic Four. Just have the there. People will figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, hell,
Even
it's
the
Marvel
logo.
Studios one. Yeah.
The logo alone tells you it's a different movie.
Right. Yeah.
Wait.
Ah.
Is there an explanation? I'm tweeting it out like with capital letters. Like, why?
WTF in all caps.
Like,
Who did this?
who
Yeah.
did that? Why is it called First
Who
Steps?
are the
There's
Edwards
gotta be
that
an
came up with this
explanation.
one?
What's the
Yeah,
explanation? But that is
first step sounds like someone's giving birth and they're like doing a baby book or something. Like, and they're not. I don't understand.
Yeah, there's not even like a book that references. Like if you said first class, people could go, "Oh, okay, that's they're trying to take it back. It gives you a place and time." First steps means, I mean, it might mean something to them right now, but like, what could that possibly even do that would like excite the audience? Like, if there's a triggering thing, like if you hear Man of Steel, you don't have.
They showed Galactus. They showed Galactus.
If it was called the Fantastic Four Negative Zone or something, I'd be like,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly. Or Annihilus or something like that. People will be
Right.
like, oh, "Shit, I know." But yeah, I don't know if you guys saw in terms of Galactus last night. They did the whole drone.
the
show.
drones. Yeah.
So Galactus is a pretty obvious thing that they're going to lean into, but I'm a little surprised that they're doing it with the first movie, unless it's like what Paul said, where he ends up destroying them and they have to jump a universe. But
Yeah,
would
I
like
mean,
something else. Like if I see them in their first moments, I want them to go up against like fucking Mole Man.
well,
and
again,
keep
the
it
whole
simple.
movie could encapsulate again their whole relationship, and on top of that, it could show them doing the goofy, fun adventures that people kind of
Right.
want to see. But then the second half of the movie is Reed being like, something is wrong here,
Right.
and I need to figure something out. And the family's like, Reed, you're just overreacting. And then all this shit happens. The nullifier is not made in time, and shit goes sideways. And again, it could. We have to remember too. Everything is still
Okay,
leading. to
hold on,
Secret
hold on.
Wars.
We got early footage of Galactus and Fantastic Four showing his face peering through a building, very clearly a giant cosmic entity. So that's going to be interesting to see. Anyway, go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying. I think that we have to remember too that, again, my theory is that everything is leading to Secret Wars, and then when Secret Wars is done, everything kind of comes together, merges, semi-reboots. They're allowed to finally have the, connected X-Men, Fantastic Four, Avengers, MCU, Captain America, and Iron Man are back because the universe has been rewritten, certain things. And then we see what the changes are going forward, depending on hey, Spider-Man, those things still happened. But Iron Man is alive still, but he's not going to be Spider. He's not going to be Iron Boy Spider. Again, I'm just
Yeah.
theorizing.
He's not
I have
gonna
no idea.
piggyback off that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So real quick, have you guys, the three of you, have you seen the Crisis on Infinite Earths, all three of the animated movies that they put out?
I have not caught up yet. I've heard mixed things because I have friends that
Andy
are very.
probably has.
Andy probably has. Yeah. I just didn't want to spoil it for anyone. So basically, the ending, which I won't say, is kind of like what you're saying, Paul, and that's kind of what I'm hoping. If there is a new Marvel universe that comes out of it, that there is like a centralized kind of, here is what is known and it exists here. There's not like a whole bunch of other stuff. Like when the multiverse concludes, things just kind of come to this one central place so that the audience, because even though I love the multiverse and I could talk for hours about it, but I think the general audience is kind of like, wait, this guy's over here and that guy's doing that thing over there.
Yeah.
I think we kind of need to get back to basics a little bit.
And apparently, Ebon, who's playing the Thing, he got some advice, of course, from Mark Ruffalo about motion capture.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Michael
He talked about that. I wonder if they're going to actually show him and what, like a concept art or what. Sean O'Connell says the Fantastic Four is now subtitled First Steps, which, okay. We saw a special preview video that's set in the 1960s tone of the movie, and it was a vintage and awesome. It was vintage and awesome, and then, of course, it ended with Galactus looking, with the skyscraper. So, interesting. Anyway,
okay.
Even if it was like Fantastic Four, the Herald, people would be like, oh, that's because it's going to be the Herald of Galactus, and we're going to get the female swapped Silver Surfer, which would have been Shala Bal, I think is the name. Like, if you do that, it's like, okay, now you're also telling a little bit of what else is going on in the movie. But what is First Steps really implying here?
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be the first family, right?
Yeah.
Are we going to be seeing, because of the retro future, we're probably going to be seeing their actual origin where they get the cosmic rays and then they become their characters, most likely. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
they're
definitely.
Yeah, I'm assuming that
Maybe.
we're probably not going to go right into it, and they're already like, because Ebon, I'm assuming, is going to be himself as an astronaut. We're going to see him as himself first, and then later he'll become the Thing,
Yeah.
And I mean, again, I I've been talking with my friends about this, and I think like in terms of modern movies, I think Sam Raimi has kind of figured it out the best. And I'm talking in terms like I love Tim Burton, I love Zach, I love classic Richard Donner, but I think Sam Raimi is one of those directors where he gets enough of the bang and the pop of
Fantastic Four will appear in the next 2 Avengers films.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
and the
So,
Fantastic
Avengers
Car,
films now.
the Fantastic Car in the Fantastic Four First Steps described as a Cadillac straight out of the Jetsons.
Okay.
All right. We already saw the Fantastic Car in fucking Deadpool and Wolverine.
Right.
That was more of like Star Wars esque looking.
Yeah.
I love that though. I want something that like hovers in the sky and everything like that. But I mean, hey, you know what? If they're going with this Cadillac thing, it'll probably be okay. I to your point though, Paul, I think the first steps thing is actually a good point that you brought up, because maybe it's their first steps literally walking like out of the destroyed spaceship or whatever they're going to go up in. And it's literally their first steps into being these heroes.
They actually have the car there.
Oh, really? They drove it up?
Let's take a look. Let's take a look.
There it is, right there.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh, they're going Jetsons, man.
They're
Okay.
totally going Jetsons. Look at that shit.
Interesting.
That is not what I would have expected.
No, that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
now I'm just picturing him as like George Jetson just handing off the wallet and then her doing the swipe thing as he gets in that.
They're probably gonna do.
I want to go back to, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. Sam Raimi is the good balance. I want to state this. Now, Spider-Man 2 is probably the best example, but this is someone who gets the bang and pow and zip of like what made those comics like pop and why we enjoy those old style comics. But like again,
oh shit! Hold on.
They play it straight.
Yeah.
You got
the entire video, the Avengers 4. Okay. Looks like they're revealing the Avengers directors, and I think we know who that's gonna be.
Yeah, Russo, baby.
Probably gonna be the Russos.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
But yeah, let's see. Okay, waiting for it. Kevin Feige asked the crowd if we want to learn more about the next Avengers films. Cut to a big sizzle reel of all the Marvel Studios movies that the Russo brothers have made. Yes, it is in fact the Russo brothers that are going to be directing the next 2 the next 2 Avengers movies. So there you go, confirmed.
Thank God.
It is now official that the Russo brothers are going to be directing Avengers 5 and 6. Wow. Well, there you go. So I'm assuming they're there. Are they there? I'm waiting for
either there or they're by Zoom or something.
Yeah,
or they're just going to announce. I don't know, but I'm not seeing anything yet. But yeah, it's confirmed that it's them.
At least they're confirming it. I mean, like again with the First Steps title, anything can change. We know this, but I mean, this sounds more concrete than anything. To what Paul was saying before too, I like Sam Raimi, I do, but there's certain Raimi specific touches that I didn't really need in like Multiverse of Madness, for example.
There you go.
What is that?
No. I want to preface. I'm not saying the camera has to zoom. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
his whole like got a Dutch angle it or whatever.
Yeah. I'm talking purely tone, which is like the costumes look like the comic books. But when Goblin punches Spider-Man through a brick wall, he bleeds. Like
exactly.
There are stakes. Yeah. If the Fantastic Car breaks down and it goes into the ground, you're worried for Reed and Sue. Like Sue could put up a thing and be totally fine, but the stakes, it's not just like, hey everybody, well, let's just move over here. Like no, like it's taken seriously. It's a goofy demeanor in terms of like what they're in. But if something goes wrong, they're in danger. Spider-Man, I feel Spider-Man and Mary Jane are in danger when I watch the Sam Raimi movies.
Yes.
Like that's what I get.
All right, they're there. They just
there we go.
There we go. They're there, and they are saying something. Of course, the crowd was chanting and everything. But yeah, they are there. And, okay, yeah. And there's that. It says, when we directed Avengers Endgame, Joe and I truly believed that it was the end of the road for us in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's what Anthony said. And then they
Marvel
continue
offered
by
us more
saying that
money.
that four movie run was incredible, and it left us creatively spent with all of our emotions on the floor in the time since. Through a very special Tory, Joe and I have come to the potential to potentially see a road forward with you all. Yeah, it's because nothing else they were
hey
doing.
guys, please come back.
Yeah, nothing else they were doing, after was really making a splash.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, that. Hey, listen,
I
you
like some of
you
those
work.
stuff.
I didn't mind the Gray Man, but you work to your strengths. Like I get it, like yeah.
And part of it, like pigeonholing or typecasting, even directors. Like there is
Okay. So we got Avengers: Secret Wars is coming out May of. Here we go. They just showed the title right here. It's coming out in 2027. So there's that. There's the official. They just showed that right there.
That looks clean. All right.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Where's baby?
Yeah. So that's what's going on. It says
So
new
5
logo for Secret Wars. What is that going to be 5? I guess.
No. I'm assuming Secret Wars is 6, right? Because 5 was supposed to be Kang Dynasty, but it's no longer.
Why would they show 6 before 5?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see I don't see anything about Kang Dynasty or anything about Avengers. That's the only maybe Avengers. Yeah, the Russos are set to direct Avengers 5 and Avengers: Secret Wars. Okay, so why did they show the logo for one and not the other?
Maybe because they're still working out the whole Kang of it all. Yeah, like if they're going to swap them.
Interesting. All right.
What'd be intriguing is if the intervention of the Fantastic Four actually, circumvents Kang in like a sense or whatever, like the Council of Reeds get involved.
Yeah, mixed in with Kang.
They have to figure something out. They definitely have to figure something out when it comes to Kang. And I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. The new movie before Secret Wars is about the most important character in all of the Marvel universe. Hall H just turned green. I think that he meant green.
Avengers Cyclops. No.
No, but it said the whole H just turned green.
Okay.
What the fuck? Hulk? So is it about Hulk?
They're gonna make it World War Hulk then.
Is that what they're gonna do?
Probably.
Hold on. Yeah. Oh shit. Doomsday. What? They're calling it Doomsday.
Okay. That was the rumor that they would swap out Kang for Doom.
Oh, they're making it Doom. No, it's Doom. Oh, wow. Okay.
Really?
I don't like the logo as much, but
we're already fast forwarding.
We're already at Doom. Holy shit. Okay.
Wow.
So does that mean Doom is going to be in Fantastic Four? Because how are you selling?
Of course, he's got to be. He's got to be in Fantastic Four.
Whew, that's a jump. I think.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Doom. They calling it Doomsday. I don't even like that title, to be honest.
I think there is a book that's referred to as Doomsday.
Probably.
Yeah,
it makes sense, but
yeah.
Wow. So they replaced Kang with fucking Dr. Doom.
Yeah, they should have closed
Robert Downey Jr. is
no.
Dr. Doom.
Oh no. It feels a little rushed.
Yeah,
I don't. What? The rumor was true. Robert Downey Jr. What?
He's gonna be Dr. Doom?
No fucking way. That's what Brandon Davis just said.
Everyone's tweeting it. Robert Downey Jr. is on stage, and he's in green.
No way. What the fuck are we doing? Robert Downey Jr. is revealed as Dr. Doom in 2 Avengers movies? What the fuck are we doing? Oh my god!
Oh god!
What are we doing here? What is going on? It's happening.
Well, time to abandon ship. Time to abandon ship, fellas.
Oh wow! What is going on here? What is going on here? No, what the
I think
man, they must have paid him a this doesn't make any sense. Superior Iron Man would have been better,
right, or something like that.
Doom.
Yeah.
What the fuck? No. Why is he Doom? Why is he Doom? It doesn't make any
as Doom.
So he has to show up in Fantastic Four, and maybe in their universe,
he's Doom.
Like as Dr.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, as as Robert Downey Jr., but then, because it's a different universe, he's going to come over. The Avengers are going to see him. They're going to be like, "Oh, Tony, you're back," and then it's going to actually be that he's Doom or something. I think that's a bridge too far on this one.
I don't know how to feel about this.
I
I don't. My friend texted me at the same time you said the Robert Downey Jr. thing. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I got people blowing on my phone now too.
What the fuck? What?
That's a choice.
I don't like this. I mean, obviously it's going to be some stupid multiverse thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. And if it goes really badly, it'll be in Deadpool 4. But like, let's.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be commentary for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was a great decision, right, fellas? Like, no, I just look. Okay. First off, I want to say Robert Downey Jr. is a fantastic actor. I think he can pull any role off.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about him playing the role badly. I just think that this is just. I get that they're probably trying to do a flip. Like, we're not going to give you Tony back. We're going to give you something
variant.
different. Yeah, well, obviously that's the case, and this is obviously going to be the doom of Pascal's world, most likely, and that's fine, I guess.
So they're probably not going to be peers, right? Because aren't they supposed to be like the same age, him and Reed?
I mean, in the comics from the old days, basically they went to college together.
Right.
There was an accident that caused Doom to, get disfigured, and that's why he wears the mask, and he blames Reed.
Yeah.
But this is sloppy. Look, I'm not saying that Doom wasn't going to show up eventually, but you could have had a Reed variant show up and do the Council of Reeds taking out the Council of Kangs and done a whole thing about that. And Pedro has to be the Reed that like balance everything out, maybe.
Yeah.
I get using Robert Downey Jr. I get to a degree utilizing this whole aspect of flipping the narrative for sure. And Robert Downey Jr. probably even said to them, "I'm not going to come back unless it's something special." So maybe they had to like figure something out. I don't know what to make of this, and I do not.
I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't like it.
I'm not
We have a bunch
digging
of
it.
Dooms.
Oh, he comes out in the actual.
I mean, that's a cool reveal for Hall H, but I don't like it. I don't like it. What the hell are we doing here? What are we doing? Come on.
They sound confused. They're like happy.
Yeah, and then he's rocking his glasses. He's like, what? So.
I don't know.
This is the Marvel problem that I thought that they were fixing, but I feel like
go ahead.
I have a feeling that Jonathan Majors is laughing somewhere, but yeah, this is not great.
Yeah, so
I'm not feeling this.
What are we doing here? No,
I'm not. Oh, all right, you know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to see what the plan is before I get too angry.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Make it make sense, I guess.
So
I'm just going, wow. I
mean, Downey can play Doom. I don't think that's beyond him. I don't think that he's gonna have a hard time. I mean, you look at Oppenheimer, you look at Iron Man, two different performances. You look at Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. The guy's got immense talent. I have no problem with this in terms of him playing the character, but this is just really
make Doom his own. I'm cool with that. But like, okay, so here's my thing. When I've worked for other companies and I've worked for my fair share, and they've taken kind of a nosedive from year previous or 2 years previous, whatever, they always want to come back with something that has like a get you thing to get the people back. And I feel like this is one of those things. Marvel took it kind of a hit a couple more times than they needed. So they're like, what do we do to bring back? Like, let's call up Chris Evans and make him do a cameo.
Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm. Let's start bringing them back in different ways so that everyone goes, nostalgia, cool. I remember that thing. Instead of really structuring and saying, hey, you know what? Maybe we don't have Kang. Let's go one by one and give you a Fantastic Four that you love just as much as you love the Avengers or whoever. And I just feel like this is jumping just at that one.
I feel this could have exactly been the same exact thing, and if it hadn't been Robert Downey Jr., it would have been received differently because we would have realized right away it's probably the Doom from Pedro's world. If that had been Cillian Murphy, totally different response, because it'd been like that's the Doom from Pedro's world, and like what do you do with that Doom, and like what is it? How does it rail back into the MCU? Basically, I don't know how to take this.
I really feel like this is a way to bridge the. This
is how you wipe out
game. Yeah,
I guess so.
they're building up to that one moment where basically the Avengers see him, they say Tony, and then he's like, no, dude.
Should have been
He's like,
Cavill.
Whatever.
Should have been Cavill. Should have been Cavill.
That would have been great too.
There's so many things that they could have done. Oh man.
Why can't we be
Should have been Cavill.
Marvel or DC? We totally could have gone over there, been there creative, and fixed all of this, but
no,
this is what we got.
Okay, well, this feels like a weird Twilight Zone episode.
I'm happy, confused, and sad all at the same time. I don't know.
Yes, as Josh Horowitz would agree, because that's his.
Happy, sad, confused. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they can make it make sense, fine. But I just don't like it. I mean, I just don't like it. I just don't like it.
I'm very mixed.
I didn't like it. I was like,
No. Look,
it just seems like when they were trying to figure out the whole Jonathan Majors thing, they were going, okay, what can we do? What can we do to totally make people forget about that?
Yeah.
Well, let's have Robert Downey Jr. play some kind of variant, and that is Dr. Doom. I mean, it's cool for a reveal, and yes, I'm sure everything's electric and everything's good, fine. But then when it really sets in, are you really gonna want to see this?
Look, it's like so it's like Marvel does this too, like where they fuck up and then they have to figure. And again, I don't think they fucked up with Robert Downey in terms of, like I said, acting. He'll probably play the part fine and everything, and I'm not worried about that. But like, look, you fuck up the Mandarin, right? It's like, oh, the Mandarin's gonna be the bad guy in the third Iron Man. They fuck it up and they fumble the ball. But you know what? It's not the best one, but like Shang-Chi's solid, and the way they rehandled the Mandarin and that, I was like, good. That's more of what the Mandarin should be.
Yeah.
And they still brought in Trevor Slattery, and they used that to like benefit
they had
the plot.
fun with it, yeah.
Right. And
Jesus Christ.
This might be this type of situation, but they do this. They've been doing this since like phase 1.
Yeah.
Something will get fumbled and they'll course correct, or they'll pivot. But they won't have all the details figured out, all the story details, and then they have to kind of figure out like, okay, how can we resolve this a little bit later down the road? But like, honestly, if you're getting right to Secret Wars, I mean, you're basically, I wouldn't say you're wiping the slate clean, but you're basically resetting and like you're readjusting the chess pieces essentially at that point. So it's
I think in a lot of ways they're saying multiverse didn't work, guys. We're gonna start all over again, and it'll probably come at the end of Secret Wars, like you said.
Yeah.
So I mean, it'll be interesting, but I feel like this was not the best way to get here. I'm curious to see how it happens, but
I hope for the best. It could be something really cool.
I think
right
Robert
now,
will do a good job as the character. It's just, what's the context? What am I? And again, Thanos was a character that general audiences didn't know, and comic book fans were like hyped about, and then it just worked out. Like, I was wondering, like, when are we going to learn more? Like, when is the general audience going to learn all about Thanos? And they saved it for Infinity War. The pacing, the timing, the way that story, like everything about Infinity War was just so well timed and paced, and like everything was put in like very good order, and where it was able to balance 3 stories at once, Thanos being one of them. They could do that with Doom. That could be a thing. That could very well happen. But at the same time, you're dealing with time variance. You're dealing with this, like, we're already at Doom already, and it's like, the way MCU usually works is you build up to that. You build up with Mole Man. You build up with like the wizard or the puppet master.
Yeah.
So
I'm actually kind of picturing, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't, but like they're gonna set up Doom probably independently with Fantastic Four. That's gonna be like, and then we got RDJ doing his thing over here. It's not the same universe, and then do the jump, and then he probably follows behind them. I don't care if it's on a Silver Surfer board or whatever he does. He follows them through.
Yeah.
As he goes through, he probably understands the multiverse in a way that maybe the Fantastic Four doesn't. He probably goes, and there'll probably be some scene of him, even if it's an end credits of him like choking the life out of Kang and being like, I am, Doom Supreme or something like that. And then we'll have Doomsday, which will have everyone going after him, and then set up for.
They're gonna have to explain away. I mean, yes, no one saw Quantumanium, fine, but like, you're gonna have to explain away the Council of Kangs. You just can't. You can't tease something like that.
Yeah, the whole stadium of them, like, and then nothing.
Yeah, you could cut to Doom and like all the corpses of Kangs laid out. I don't care, but you gotta do it in a way that makes sense, for the audience, because there's a lot of look. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, if they like, if he teleports into the same arena, chokes the life out of one, like Rama Tut or something like that, and then just does that whole thing like in movies where it like spreads out a big blast and all of them just get wiped out in one move, it would be a lazy thing, but at least you could kind of have an explanation there. If they don't do something like that, you've got another loose thread that's not being addressed, and it's not going to make it better or worse, but it makes it weak. Like when you could properly structure these things and have real investment in these characters.
If there's one person or if there's one entity that could outclass Kang, it is probably, you know, Doom. I mean, granted, I believe Kang is a descendant of both Reed and Doom, if I remember correctly. But again, it depends on the continuity.
It's shoot, I'm losing it. But yes, he is. I should pull up my books here, but he is a descendant of Reed, and So
I mean, this for me, this for me right now is probably the biggest.
Flustered.
Yeah, this does not have me hyped. This is more of the biggest wait and see.
Totally.
that they've done yet. I don't like Secret Wars. We kind of have an idea of where that's going to go, like what they can do. Like that's kind of more. I don't want to say it's like comforting. It's like more of just like, no, like the potential here is like.
Is it going to get to a point? Is it going to get to a point where they're going to have it where some kind of Iron Man comes back and then he's going to take out himself?
I would have accepted Tom Cruise as superior Iron Man over Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doom. Like that's just, you know, I'm just saying it's buck wild, but no, I mean, potential is there to have some fun with it. I think most fans, and I think would agree with me, I do not want them to fumble Doom. Like we've already had enough of bad shots at this. I mean, you got the Russos back, which gives me some comfort. I'm assuming that if the Russos are back, the writers of, you know, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame are also going to be back as well. That whole team. I'm assuming that's the case. So again, it's probably going to be fine, but
this is like Christopher Reeve coming back as Lex Luthor in like Smallville or something like that. It's just like a weird.
Why would you? Yeah, it's a weird choice. It's not to say that Chris Reeve could not have pulled it off.
Oh no,
but it's still an awkward choice. Yeah. But here's the thing.
I think the floating car was better than this.
Yes. So this is you know what this is. This is something that was a cool idea that would have been better revealed in the actual movie, because if we did not know this and the movie, no, just hear me out. If you saw it in the film in Avengers 5, and we already know there are time variants and all this other shit and Deadpool, Wolverine, all that, and you saw Robert Downey Jr., you would have been like, oh, cool, they got him back. They finally got him back. It's Iron Man, and then he would go. And then his accent changes, and it's like, no, I am Doom. And then and then a face comes down, and then you'd be like, what? And then like that would have
cut to black. Yeah,
that would have been something different. We would have been thrown completely off, but it would have been something. And some executive probably was like, no, we got to reveal that at Comic-Con. No one's gonna buy it if they're gonna be completely. I feel like that's what happened in the meeting.
They have to accept it for a while, and then we can. Produce
and then we can reveal in the movie. Yeah.
I mean,
this is such a out of left field decision for me.
What happens when you have the course?
This is damage control.
I would have taken World War Hulk over this.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, when they said everything turned green, it was like, well.
Oh yeah, Doom, right?
Yeah, we have a pause there, and I really thought you were going to say World War Hulk. I was like, hey, do it. Why not? You know?
I mean, how does World War Hulk tie into getting to Secret Wars? I don't know. I do know that World War Hulk was devastating for the planet because Hulk was pissed and he came back. You know, but then they've already done She-Hulk. They've already done this. How do they?
Right. It wouldn't be the book, but at least you'd have all these Hulks that have been set up. We've got Scar, who is in She-Hulk. We got She-Hulk.
We got Red Hulk, we got Leader, we've got
and then Leader's back now. Like that could have been the setup, and I'm not saying it would have been perfect, but maybe Leader just starts making a bunch of like pseudo Hulks or something like that, and they're just tearing up the world, and only the Avengers can bring them down. I'm just spitballing, but like something to that effect, like would have been more interesting and at least a more proper build-up then hey, here's Doom, and he's Robert Downey Jr. By the way, no one freak out.
Yeah.
Like
no one freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can even tell. You can even tell the audience is both like happy, sad, confused. Like they're having mixed emotions.
Like,
This isn't like when Zach had Martian Manhunter come out and read the snippet from Dark Knight Returns, and the Superman logo became the Batman logo too, and like it was this, oh, I know that symbol, and everyone's like losing their minds. Like this
Take
is
me back, man. Take me back.
Yeah. This is something different. This is a very strange. You know what this is? This is a what if episode run wild.
Right. And I love my what ifs. And
what ifs are great. They're fun, you know, if they're not boring.
If, I would have lost my mind. Like if they had, even if in the what ifs they had said that in the multiverse we got Robert Downey Jr. here and he's doing, this version of Doom. At least that would have been like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder if he'll play a live action version of that. And then we get this, oh, he's doing it.
Yeah.
But we've got no real context for this. He just shows up on stage playing a different character, and it's just really weird.
Do you remember how they showed like the evil Doctor Strange in What If, and then there was the evil Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness, and people thought, I guess it's not the same Strange, obviously, but people were kind of excited a little bit because they're like, oh, we kind of know his backstory, but like some other people may not. But either way, it's kind of intriguing. That would have been something, I guess. I don't know. Here's the thing though, too, and I say this loving Deadpool Wolverine, especially because it is both a satire and its own thing.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, look, I love the multiverse concepts a lot in general with comic books, and I totally understand that people are tired of it to a degree.
Yeah.
But I do not think that the bigger, at least with Marvel anyway, the bigger multiverse movies have been a bad idea, because the Spider-Verse movies have been solid. No Way Home was great.
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness, I think, got mixed receptions from fans, but I personally really enjoyed it, and I thought it was like a fun Doctor Strange movie. And it still did very well, like money wise. It was a solid, profitable movie. And
everyone I know who saw Ant-Man, they actually loved that movie. Well, I mean, like when I'm talking to people in the theater, I the internet reacted very differently as time went on. But I didn't hate the CGI. I didn't really hate that movie. It was fine.
The Kang stuff for me, when I came out of it, my reception was this was fine. This was an okay Ant-Man movie. But Kang is like the best thing in it, and Kang, the potential there is interesting because all these different things, and even that,
and like, then to build it up though, I mean that he should in some sense be the focal point if you're building this bridge to something even more expanded.
Yeah.
And if that's a bridge to nowhere now, then
you have
really
to
is a fuck up.
You have to show a Kang variant that we haven't seen. That's clearly not going to be Jonathan Majors. We have to see a Kang variant get desperate enough to do something else that releases something like the bigger fish, which could be Doom. And then that affects the Council of Kangs or something, or whatever. You gotta show step 1 to step 2 to step 3 for me to buy. We're seeing step 4, and I'm like, I don't.
Up in logic,
There was no mention of X-Men. They still are like not.
Oh no, I personally believe that they are saving all of the new X-Men stuff for after Secret Wars, because Hugh Jackman is still alive and well. We know he's going to be utilized. Like they are going to use
all the way until he's 90.
Yeah, well, they're going to utilize some sort of Avengers versus X-Men plot to some degree. They're either going to team up, or they're going to fight first, or something's going to happen, or they're going to do a big thing with Secret Wars. They're going to utilize all the Fox stuff they probably can for one last hurrah. Who knows? And then they're gonna do a fresh start with everybody else. I mean, that makes the most sense to me with what they're.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, I think that's probably the route to go. But this has just got me baffled, because when I read that scoop, and I hate the fact that now that scoop is actually confirmed, because I hate the person who fucking.
That sounds like a bad scoop off of Twitter. I'd be like,
it really does. It was the same thing when I heard the rumor that Henry Cavill is playing a variant of fucking Wolverine, but that was just a gag. This is not a gag, folks. This is actually we're rushing into.
But
Dr.
no, but
Doom,
even
we're
being
gonna
gag.
We're gonna have RDJ show back up, and then they're gonna have to explain that through the Fantastic Four movie. I don't know.
But is he even going to be in the Fantastic Four movie?
Of course, he has to be.
Yeah. As long as Robert Downey Jr. does not play it as a Tony Stark-ish Doom, I'll be at least somewhat happy because I don't think Robert will do that because the man has played fucking Chaplin. The man has played, the guy in Oppenheimer. He's played so many different variations of.
I really thought you were going to go to Tropic Thunder there for a second.
No, I'd laugh my ass off. I mean, he actually is a Kang variant as well. I'd be like, no, Robert Downey Jr.
Obviously, if you're talking about Fantastic Four, that's going to be in some retro 60s.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not going to be the what do they call that? The true timeline or the sacred timeline?
The sacred timeline, yeah.
It's not going to be the timeline that, of course, So they're trying to. Obviously, they're not going to get rid of the multiverse stuff, obviously, because we're going to lead into Secret Wars. Just all I ask for is just make it make sense, and hopefully they do, because this just sounds like a desperate attempt to get rid of the Jonathan Majors Kang.
Well, we had to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Well, it's weird though.
But all they had to do was recast them. It's not like it was that big of a deal.
Yeah,
but
there's fucking thousands of variants. There's a fucking Toad Man version of him that we saw in the. You can have any one of those Kangs go rogue or do something.
Yeah,
he makes a point about it in Loki. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I love it. Paul, get followed up, man. I'm with you.
It should be easy, and I think they're overcomplicating it when they
we had fucking Immortus in the X-Men TV show, and brought back a little bit with X-Men 97. Like, I mean, there's so much, there's all this Kang stuff that's hanging in the air now. Like, we can figure out the connecting dots.
But this was the easy approach. This was the easy approach, I guess you could say. It was like, why not just do this? And they probably shot that idea, and they're like, and then of course they probably brought in Robert Downey. We want you to do this, and he was probably all for it because it's like, well, why not? Because they're gonna half the budget's gonna go to his fucking pocket probably.
Exactly.
But it's just like it's just crazy that I mean, if you think about it from their point of view. With everything that's been happening with the multiverse stuff, everything post Endgame has been hit or miss pretty badly, and it's kind of like going, we don't even know who the Avengers are going to be, and obviously they made the jokes in Deadpool and Wolverine and everything, and then all of a sudden it's just like, okay, so how are we gonna remedy this where people just are gonna lose their minds? Well, this is probably like the easiest approach.
I want to make one joke because and related to DC just because it's funny to me. No. So if you guys don't remember, but when Doomsday in the comics actually comes about in DC, leading to the death of Superman, one of the reasons why all this shit kind of goes down the way it does is because the Justice League was transitioning at that time to newer members and everything. And at that time, in the early 90s, a lot of the C and D list members were basically kind of the main group at that time. And so, or they were the reserves essentially. So when Doomsday shows up, they're the first responders, and they get their asses kicked. Like Booster Gold and a whole bunch of these other people. Even when I was reading the book, I was like, "Oh my god, what happened to the Justice League?" And that's what essentially happened. And I'm laughing because I'm thinking of Robert Downey Jr. coming to the Sacred Timeline, and it's like the Young Avengers are essentially there. There's no real team, and they're just going to be like, "Well, who's this guy?" And it's just going to be fucking mayhem. Yeah. And I don't know if that's a wink and nod to DC, Doomsday, but that could happen. I don't know. That's the joke, maybe, but yeah. I gotta be honest.
I think it is going to be chaos, at least for a little while here.
Yeah. If I was Kate Bishop, I'd be getting the fuck out of Dodge. I'll tell you that.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't think Young Avengers could stand up to anything like that. So yeah, it's going to be. I think seems like they're going to drop Young Avengers cold turkey at this point.
Well, so we were discussing it last night in the bigger group and stuff, and we were saying that it was back and forth because we were basically, saying on one hand, Young Avengers would be kind of a cool idea to try and build up these younger kids, but at the same time, Marvel has fucked up enough where they kind of can't take too many chances, and if the movie sucks or is a mid product, you now have a mid product that you've released and kind of underperformed, and then on top of that, you've also hurt the Avengers brand, and it's gone down a little bit. So, yeah,
maybe TV because Kate was over there on Hawkeye's one, so they did some of the introductions.
Yeah,
I think what was it? Well, Florence is going to be in Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts, yeah.
I just feel like if they were to do anything kind of Young Avengers-ish, whatever, maybe do it on a small screen scale, kind of like when they did Defenders over on Netflix.
Right. I mean, they could do that. In my opinion, I think what it would be a good idea is somewhere before Doomsday, they try to establish something so that by the time you get to Avengers 5, you have maybe the A team and the B team.
Right.
So it's like the mentor, the mentee, and like that kind of stuff. And you could have them be like, hey, go here, go there. Like while we try to figure out like why the fuck Tony Stark is wearing green and like tearing up Times Square. I don't know, but like that could be interesting. That could be intriguing because
that would be cool if they started like if they build at least in a sense a Young Avengers team over the course of a 8-episode TV series or whatever. Like, okay, Young Avengers established, cool, and then all of a sudden Doom pops in. Maybe they're the B squad that just gets destroyed by Doom, and it's oh no, we got to call them the real Avengers to get this thing done. And then after that, maybe doesn't go very well because it's Doomsday, so probably all hope is lost.
Yeah.
You get to Secret Wars, and you got to call in Spider-Man. You got to call in like Banner's Hulk and like everyone from the past just to.
They literally could be because in both the original Secret Wars, I'm not counting Secret Wars 2.
Yeah.
But Hickman's Secret Wars, in both versions, Doom is the central focus. So I mean, Doom's gonna be. What is it gonna be? I'm assuming it might just be Robert Downey Jr.'s Doom.
It's gonna happen. They're not gonna do anybody else. No.
Yeah, and so
unless
it's
there's a multiverse of Dooms or something.
Well, so here's the thing.
That's where Cavill comes in.
Well, you have the Council of Kangs and you have the Council of Reeds. But if you've read Hickman's Fantastic Four, the Council of Reeds clearly, like each one of them has their Doom. And one of the first foreshadowing signs for main 616 Reed that something is off is he says like, well, if all of you are here, each one of you has a Doom. Where are your Doom?
Unchecked, right? Yeah.
No. That's the thing. The Reeds are like, oh, well, let us show you, and they go down to a basement, and all of the Dooms are down there, lobotomized, basically, essentially Doom bots, and it's fucked up. And Reed's like, okay, so you took care of that problem immediately. They're like, well, yeah, he's Doom. Of course, we took care of the problem, dude. We got to save the planet. We got to save other planets, and Reed's like, okay, cool, okay.
That's right. I'm forgetting about Big Brain Reed and all that. Yeah, they're okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and again, he's already met like the three main Reeds, and all of them have clearly kind of outdone him to a degree in their respective universes.
Yeah.
But no, the defining clinch, like breaking sort of the autism spectrum, catching on to Reed that these are bad guys is they're like, well, now you're ready to join our club, and he's like, great, what do I have to do? And he's like, you got to abandon your family and join us for the rest of your life and save the multiverse. And he's like, no, I got to get out of here because he loves Sue and he loves his children, and obviously Ben and Johnny.
Right.
So yeah, there's not necessarily a Council of Dooms. I mean, in my honest opinion, Doom is too egotistical of a character to
that he'd work with himself even. Yeah
he doesn't even trust himself. Like his Doom bots like betray him all the time, and he has to find them and disable them and stuff. So I don't.
Hey, this could be a fucking hole in one. This could be a hole in one, and I totally understand that. But right now, I'm just going, I fucking hate this. I mean, I just do.
I am on the cliff. I am looking down. I'm looking around. I am skeptical. I'm backing away. I'm looking behind me to make sure no one's pushing me off the cliff. Like the Russos are like, you can go for it. Like it's going to be fine. I don't know, but
jump, we'll catch you. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But at the same time, I think if they're to do this and like really get it right so that the investment is there and not just in we got Robert Downey Jr. back. If you do at least to a sense of what they were doing in the build-up with Thanos, like he's just a stinger at the end of the credits for a bunch of these movies that lead up to it. Even if your movie is more of a ground level thing, here's what's happening off in Doom's neck of the woods, whatever. At least the audience has this like, oh, he's building to something. And then we feel a sense of like we're following that journey so that when it comes to this Doomsday, it has a payoff. Or even Fantastic Four.
This could be a Doom 2 that has a whole different background as well, or I mean, in the sense of not his origin, but like in multiple versions, Doom was ready to be the Sorcerer Supreme. If
I wanted to bring
Strange,
that up. Yeah.
yeah, you could do that. This could be a Doom that actually succeeded and saved his mother from Mephisto or the devil, and has gone a completely different route, but yet is still Doom.
He's
because
twisted, but he has some decent intentions.
right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things you could do. I mean, listen, we're at the stage 2 where basically after Infinity War, and I think Marvel kind of goes back and forth on it. I think Deadpool Wolverine's a good sign because there's stuff in that movie that is purely made for hardcore fans of the behind the scenes. Gambit with Channing Tatum. That is a fan service moment, but that is a callback. Like people who don't understand behind the scenes were like, why is Channing Tatum Gambit? It's like you know, like
I wanted that movie so bad.
Yeah. Well, but regardless, that was made for people that. Yeah. No, I mean, I think if he gets a little better dialect coach, I think that could be something fun if that was to be a case.
And that's why I think it was great, because I think Ryan Reynolds in that moment, he took something that probably would have been very cut and dry, like I'm going to be a superhero kind of movie, and he made it a little goofy, like he's a little bit too rambling to the point where now there's fun with that character. He added a layer to it in a way that I don't think even Channing had planned for him. I think he wanted to do a whole, put him in the bayou. He's going to, there was a female that was going to be his compatriot or whatever. And then like 2 of them were going to go on like a Thieves Guild run or something like that.
Right. Because that's the thing of his arc. Yeah.
But it probably would have been very straightforward versus what Ryan probably did creatively, where he went in like, hey, you know what? You're kind of a ridiculous character. Let's make a little fun of you and give you a little bit more to say, even though we have a small window to put you in. So
the running joke too with Deadpool is that he always gets I use this term very loosely, but he always kind of gets thrown into like this reject pile, you know, because even his character originally was kind of popular, but even his character for a long time was almost a forgotten reject. And then like Gail Simone came in and Fabian came back to do Cable Deadpool, and like so all these different things happened. But like essentially Channing Tatum Gambit was a reject variant essentially, and now we're utilizing him in this thing, and it's just there's this again, it's Island of Misfit Toys, but again, that's just Deadpool Wolverine. I don't know what Secret Wars or Doomsday could utilize, because if you're still utilizing the multiversal concepts, clearly they are. There's a lot they can do and everything. If it comes back that this is some sort of like I don't know, resurrected like Tony manipulated body DNA for Doom, I'll be like, no, don't do that. Like make it a plain variant.
Like it's him in disguise as Tony.
Yeah.
That's what everyone's familiar with. Like,
it's like when I saw the promo stuff for the Flash, I was like, oh, he's going into the 1989 universe. That's awesome, and we get to see like what's been happening with that Batman all this time. And then they're like, nah, just kidding. It's an algorithm of like the DCEU Snyderverse mixed with the 89. And I'm like, no, that sounds fucking terrible. Don't do any of that. And then it's like it's too late. It's on the screen. But like,
okay, can I say something?
Yeah,
we have Saggy in the chat going like that there was that this has happened actually in the books, that Tony Stark has been Doom happen in the books. It's like, yeah, okay,
really?
Get that?
Okay.
Get that? Okay, if that's fine. But that was after there was an actual Doctor Doom.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. It's like, can we get an actual Doctor Doom that actually gets built up before we start doing like this crazy variant stuff? I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. Again, it could be a hole in one, and then once they actually like do whatever they're doing right now, and then they're gonna do a proper thing, sure. But this is 100% a way to just wipe out the whole Jonathan Majors Kang thing. Just like that. Fucking Kevin Feige might as well went up there with the goddamn gauntlet and snapped and just totally just wiped out. We're not going to be talking about Jonathan Majors anymore. He's gone. He is a fucking afterthought.
But all you need
a way to be like, hey, everybody, guess who we got back and guess who he's playing. That's what it just doesn't feel.
But all you need is one guy in the back going, what about Kang the character? What happens to him? Like, and again, it's a variant. Sorry,
I just want to be that guy who's just like, oh, what's happening over here though? And kind of to what Dave was saying, like it's almost like for Sentry, if when they were doing the recast and they're like, Chris Evans is an attractive man, let's put him in. Everyone loves Chris Evans.
That would have been insane.
Like, why is he Sentry? Like, there's going to be people whether you're a casual fan or not, that just go, this doesn't really add up. Can you please explain this to us? And now you got to go through this whole process of the how, what, when, where, why of it all.
Do you know?
And
No. Do you know what? Do you know what actually would have been a better idea? Again, I know why. No. Do you know what would have been a better idea? It just hit me because of Deadpool Wolverine. And again, I get why they did it because it's Robert Downey Jr. I understand. If they had made it the Doom from the shitty 2000s movies, that would have been more interesting because he is.
I forgot what his name is.
I know he's from Nip Tuck. I know the actor's good. If it had been that guy,
Julian something,
he's an already built up Doom and he's been forgotten, and he's come back to destroy the multiverse.
That would have been that would have got a big prize. That would have been a big cheer too if it was him. But yeah.
But again, I know he's a shitty Doom, but like his costume and everything was perfect. And again, it could have been a variant of a variant.
Nostalgia of everything going on right now too. Like I mean,
yeah. If it had been a Doom from our childhoods who has come back and been forgotten, and this is his swan song, and he's the central focus point of. But again, they were like, no, he's not a big enough known name. We need Robert Downey Jr. And I know why they did it. But like, if it had been a Doom from the past that we had forgotten about, and he had come back to do this swan song type deal, and he himself is a variant, but also of Pedro's universe, that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
But again, they needed the name to sell the idea.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Which is why maybe like a superior Iron Man would have been a cooler way to go, but I digress. He probably
superior Iron Man would have been perfect in my opinion because it is the actual inverse of the best of. Because again, in my opinion, Tony as a character within the comics and everything else, he's an asshole with a heart of gold. But Robert Downey Jr.'s version of that character is like the best version of Tony,
right?
For like a general audience who's not a raging alcoholic. Who does try to always do the right thing, even though he fucks up all the fucking time. But like he's a glorified version of Tony. But Superior is the exact opposite.
Yeah. Okay. Can we just say to all the people who are sorry, I have to say this because it just hit me right now. To all the people who kept on was shitting on the fact of the we're moving backwards with the DC Studios idea. What do you think now when it comes to Marvel Studios? They're moving back to Russo Brothers, and they got RDJ. Oh, come on! All right, are we gonna we're gonna show the same thing when it? Sorry.
This is no. I think
you're right, man.
I think you're right, Dave. I think nostalgia and needing to sell.
To hell,
I don't mind a little nostalgia. Like I said, when it came to a logo, I understood that. That's why I was like, oh yeah, I love the logo. It's fine. It works for me. But like, if you could do nostalgia right and have a good balance, fine. This just seems, I don't know. It's not working for me right now. But like right now, we're talking about our initial like reaction to it. Right. I'm sure I'll warm up to it, and like I said, it could very much be a hole in one, and they have some kind of crazy idea that's going to work, and everybody's going to be like, "Whoa, that's going to be
that
insane."
Could happen." That literally is in the
and I hope it does. I really hope it does. So
yeah. I hope it's not a short-term plan, that there's a real master plan behind it. And if there is, bring it on. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can only hope for that. I got paid.
But this is weird. This is weird.
I was gonna say, I think we upset Dave a little bit. His legs were kicked up. I mean, that's serious, Dave. But really, like I'm hopeful, but I'm really skeptical now in a way that I wasn't when I walked in.
Yeah, so, I think what's going to happen. I think what's legitimately going to happen. They either are so confident in this, which I don't even really think that they are. I think they're just. I think this is them.
I think it's a projection of confidence. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what's going to happen is, depending on how the internet reacts, it's going to be a mixed reaction. I already can tell that. I think what's going to happen is they're going to wait to see how it lands, and then how things go forward. Then they're going to actually start to tease like how this works, or like, hey. Just bear with us. This is what we're thinking. And they're not going to spoil probably the movies, but they're going to explain, well, did you think about it this way? And then people might go, well, okay, and then they might go this, and then, but again, it's not going to matter until the movie comes out, and then we see how it plays out. And
it's tricky because like now you're almost forced, you know, in the way that the multiverse with Kang and everything was going, it's one direction. You have to lead everyone down a different path now, and you have to hope that that path doesn't Kang itself up, and hopefully you don't have to restart again, because if you restart after introducing RDJ, you know, in this doom roll and all this stuff, or pump the brakes at some point, people are going to start looking this, as much as I hate to say it, like DC was after Snyder left. So it's gonna start losing its grip if you keep twisting and turning on this road that we're going down.
But we were even saying
okay.
Yeah, we were even saying we were even saying
he's reheating fucking leftovers. Sorry.
Yeah, he could have just Kang. It would have been easy.
Listen, redressing Kang, or having it be Superior Iron Man, or even making it like original Doom from like the 2000s because of like forgotten variants and like what have they been doing? And Doom might he broke through and figured out something with Kang, because He Who Remains, even by Loki standards, He Who Remains only planned to a certain point, and then Loki had to take over, and then the multiverse opened back up, and blah 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 blah. But yeah, I feel that right now, because we were saying even last night, Deadpool Wolverine for me was a step in the right direction. It brought back. It was made for our group, our fan base in particular, for sure. It was made for people in their 20s and their 30s who are adults and have grown up with this stuff. But yeah, like all it's gonna take is one or two projects to, you know, fumble the ball again, and then we're right back to where we started. So it depends. Like the next couple movies are gonna really have to, at least, again, I hate to use the term slam dunk, but at least get the ball shot in and then go into the into the basket.
That would be nice, because and to your point, like I hate to say, because it sounds like there's ego involved in it, but I really have always thought, even when I was little and I looked up to people who were like more in our age demographic, that it kind of starts with us, whether it's financial decisions for buying comics or whatever. Like, if you can't sell us on the comic book material that you're presenting, the younger generation is probably not going to adapt to it, and you're probably not going to bring people that might even be our parents to go and see whatever the hell this thing is on screen, because we're the ones, not just with the buying power, but at the same time, the ones who really invested with it growing up. And sure, you're going to have generations, as my reference to Star Wars was before, that will grow up and really adapt to it over time too. But it starts with us influencing them so that they can influence the next generation. And if you've lost us, you kind of lost the whole thread of this thing. And
the 10-year-olds right now who like have to grow up enough to get enough money to do certain things, you know what I mean? Like they even that is like, there's in that like couple of years, Marvel doesn't have that time. They need to get their shit together in the next 3 years to like stabilize again. And if that's not the case, then they're really like, they better hope Secret Wars just wipes the slate clean and they can try again. Because again, it might just be a Disney thing that they just pitched to Disney, and then Disney just hopes, and then blah blah blah, and then basically what's happening with Gunn. So I mean, but they need to stabilize within the next handful of years, or you're done. Like that's it. But this was an odd choice. But again, they may have some master stroke. I don't know. The Russos being involved is a good sign. That probably means they have the same writing team involved too. Also,
and they have said if they ever came back, it was for Secret Wars. So they really believe in that story, and I really want to see them. I mean, maybe this was their choice to come in. They looked at the whole multiverse and the Kang of it all, and they were like, we just can't do that. We're more invested in the Doom of it all. How can we get people buzzed up to get to these Avengers films that we're doing? And maybe they suggested, or Feige suggested, I think we can bring back RDJ if we do it this way.
Yeah.
Cool, but also just make sure that you explain to the audience why this is coming together the way that it is.
Yeah.
In a sensible way. Yeah.
I mean, listen, I think obviously, Robert Downey Jr. loves the money that Marvel has given him over the years.
Yeah,
I think he enjoys Iron Man as a character because he's clearly, like, he got to meet Stan Lee. He definitely enjoys all the praise that it's given him. But also at the same time, he wanted to, make a point that he's a real actor, which is why Oppenheimer, was so important to him, obviously. And, and he fucking nailed that movie and stuff. But I guarantee, I guarantee he probably might have just been hesitant. Period. Like they might. Who knows? Maybe they pitched Superior Iron Man. I'm not saying that they did,
And then
but
he
if
said,
they
"Oh,
did,
it's too close to what I did." Yeah, something
yeah.
like that.
And he's like, I could play it fully evil, but he's like, I'd just be twirling my mustache. I'm like, he's like, if I got Doom though, and they're like, oh, but they're like, well, if it's the variant Doom, that's one way to do it. Like, you know, and that's probably what might have happened. They might have just pitched that, and then all of a sudden they're, the wheels are turning and they're thinking of all these, concepts. But like I said, that would have been something that would have been cooler to see in the movie, not knowing it was going to happen.
Right.
Now that we know, it's like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
so
it's a choice, man. I don't know. I really I'm hopeful, but I just think we're gonna have a big build ahead of us that's gonna make this thing work if it does pay off. But I'll tell you, if and see, this is where Marvel's at, and I guess this is my last like really big point before we just talk about whatever. I think, because I'm sure we want to get off this at some point. But like I think about this in like DC terms, right? DC, especially before they became a full-blown studio, and we'll see how that plays out, had to always answer to Warner Brothers as far as what their creative was going to be like in building up whatever universe. Oh, Green Lantern didn't work out, back to the drawing board, whatever. So with this, I think Marvel's gotten to this place now where they're a little bit too focused on trying to make everything work the way that they see it to be, versus like in the before, when they were building up the Avengers, like to the first Avengers movie, it felt like even if Hulk doesn't do well, we're just going to keep pushing on. We have a direction, we're going to see it through. And right now it doesn't feel like that direction is being sought through. They're doing the course correct and all that stuff, and they're losing some people along the way. And my biggest fear is that same thing with James Gunn doing the DC Studios thing. What happens when Superman hypothetically fails? What happens if Fantastic Four doesn't resonate with people in whatever way? Oh, it's promoting this sort of agenda, or everyone's got a reason to be mad at something these days.
My theory is that Secret Wars is the grenade. I mean, right now for Marvel at least, because
it might be Doomsday now.
No, it could be a lot of things, but like I think realistically, they know, okay, fuck it, we got to get to Secret Wars. We'll figure it out when we get there, basically, or because that might be Feige's plan at this point. Like if something doesn't work, so, I know. Look, Kevin, whatever. When we get to the end, he's probably just like, look, whatever works or doesn't work, we'll just, try to keep it consistent with the story, and then we just we wipe the slate clean, and then we figure out, okay, what do we want to establish with the new universe? Obviously, Avengers, Fantastic Four, X-Men are all the same thing. Do we recast anybody? Do we do it? And again, that could happen. Pedro, I don't think he will. But if Pedro does read and his read does not resonate, Secret Wars recast, George Clooney now, whatever. I don't know. Like they could do whatever the fuck they want. No, but realistically, that could happen.
I guess what I'm saying though is like if you hinge your bets hypothetically right now on RDJ, Doom, two big movies that have him as the focal point, and then you introduce him in Fantastic Four, and even in the build up to it, people are just like, no, we like Tony. Can we have Tony back? We don't want Doom. He's just not working for us.
The only thing that keeps hitting my brain is Secret Wars is going to have a Doom versus Tony Stark Iron Man. It's going to be RDJ versus RDJ. It's going to be. I'm calling it now. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, God. It's gonna look like the Mortal Kombat fights when you and your brother are fighting over the characters.
And
then you got the cape costume. No, I got the Iron Man, and then you're just fighting it. I don't know.
Man.
I don't know.
I know we were all just kind of, I know, and it's so funny because I'm like looking at the chat and everything. I mean, it's it again right now. It's all the initial shock, and you can't. And anybody who is like, I get it, like this could be something fantastic, and it, pardon the pun, but it could be something pretty, awesome, sure, and I hope that that's going to be the case. But the initial shock is there, and you can't help but think like this is just a total act of desperation on Marvel Studios' behalf. And I'm looking at it, and to be honest, hey, it's actually probably the right thing to do, and it's the thing that now people are just going, "Oh my god!" Because now people are going to be talking about this for the next week.
No, they are. I mean, they succeeded in that for sure.
Yeah.
This is going to be the talk of the town for at least the next month. That's gonna and if it unfortunately for Marvel, and again, what if? But if things actually don't work out and the fumbles, like that'll be I guarantee you that'll be a meme. Like where a Doom figure walks out and the mask is revealed, and it's like a really bad decision underneath. And
or it's that like creepy white face guy with the big chin, like almost like
or like the troll, the trolling face maybe or something. That could happen. I don't know. Again, I feel bad because I'm not shitting on RDJ because I think
of course I love him.
Yeah,
love this.
I know he'll play a good Doom.
Yes,
but at the same time, it's like I gotta get invested in this new version though. If that's the case, like I said, that's kind of why I leaned more into the 2000s Doom, which was not a great Doom, but at least his costume was right, and it could be a variant from a time unknown.
You know what I love? Sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm kind of done. So
there's something I want to say.
What I love?
Go, Dave.
You know what I love? You know what I love? Because I don't know how many times like I've had people like in my chat during like Film Junkie Live or in my mentions are that keep on saying, you know how confusing it is that Peacemaker is still around even though there's a new DCU, and I'm going, well, what do you have to say about this? And now you're okay with this? What the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you think? Okay, well, because you hate James Gunn. Just say that. That's all you gotta do. Just say you hate James Gunn and you hate what he's doing, but you're okay with this? Okay, stop it. All right, that's the things that I get kind of like upset about. It's like you guys.
Oh no,
you gotta,
I'm mad at both. So,
I was gonna say,
I know you are, but I'm just saying. This is what I've like when I get in my mentions and in the chat.
Yeah, there's tribalism.
Confusing about Peacemaker, but now you're okay with this? Like what?
The difference is, and that's the joke in Deadpool and Wolverine. Like Deadpool and Wolverine are probably very confused by what's going on, but like. The Chris Evans thing is established because we know the previous things that happened. It's an establishing idea. So when it flips over, it's like, oh man, it's Johnny. Okay, cool. And then that's the fun of it. But if they met Robert Downey Jr. in The Void, and then they're like, hey, it's Iron Man, and then it's like, no, I'm Doom. We'd be like, what? And then he would have probably been taken hostage maybe by Cassandra Nova or who. Well, I don't know, it's Doom, so who knows? But like that would have been an awkward like choice in Deadpool Wolverine. And they're doing it now for like a main Avengers movie. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, to make it work, I think you're gonna have to explore the multiverse just a little bit more, whether they want to or not. And
I mean, they're gonna have to give context. That's the biggest thing. Yeah.
So to what you were saying, Paul, I don't know if anyone was following up on the comic book side of news, but I haven't read this run in particular. But Amazing Spider-Man apparently right now, Amazing Spider-Man is doing this whole thing where Peter is alive.
Spider Goblin?
What?
Is Spider Goblin stuff, or is this later?
No. This is apparently right now, and I need to catch up on this. I'm actually I'm going to read this entire run once it drops. But basically, it's called like the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man. They just announced it. So basically,
yes, I saw something about that.
Yeah. So you were talking about Strange and Doom and all that stuff. So apparently, the storyline right now is that he gets to be Sorcerer Supreme, this being Doom, and as a result, he decides to like mandate or bequeath the mantle or some of his powers to Spider-Man, which gives him I mark out for this, but it looks like my favorite suit, which is the Mark I spider armor from like the 90s. It was the first comic I ever got signed by Stan Lee, and I love
cool.
And I still have it in my collection over there, but I've always loved the metal spider suit, the Mark I. So this is almost like that, but he's got the cape because he's got the magic powers or whatever, which I'm not sure how that's going to play out, but I guess he can die 8 times because of the magic they're giving to him. And I don't know what kind of adventures or any of that stuff, but seeing him in the metal armor, it looks like they're kind of crossing it over with a little bit of Doom armor too.
Okay.
So, the look is good. How they tell the story is beyond me. And I guess every time he dies, someone said, because his chest is like bejeweled or whatever with like a green doom spider or whatever. I think one of the legs of the 8 legs is going to go out or whatever as he dies. Point with that is really, I guess that Doom is supposed to be kind of more of a good guy in a sense. Like he's got like greater ambitions as he always does, but it's not, I just want to bring the world to its knees. He thinks he's going to be better Strange than Strange was.
You want to know a full circle thing?
Yes, please.
Interestingly, Danny Jr. auditioned to play Dr. Doom in 20th Century Fox's Fantastic Four movie before he landed the role of Tony Stark.
Full circle.
What?
That is cool.
I guess that's a deep cut then.
So are they going to play on that?
Maybe. I don't. Okay, so I do know.
They played on the Channing Tatum.
It's true.
They did.
Channing Tatum Gambit.
So you were talking earlier about the comic books. I don't know about the Doom being mistaken for Tony, but I do know that there was a run by Bendis where it was called Infamous Iron Man, where basically Iron Man had died, and so Doom became his own Iron Man, basically. Like not mistaken for Tony Stark, but he made his armor like Iron Man armor, and it was a pretty good run, and then Bendis was pretty much leaving Marvel at that time, and they kind of made him wrap it up, and the ending is just really like fumbled and stuff. But it was a good like 9 issue. I mean, it was 12 issues, but it was good like 9 or 10 issues and then it goes off. But yeah, there's that. That's the only thing that I know personally. But
which is kind of cool. But like again, where I feel like they're kind of losing the narrative is like if you say Crisis on Infinite Earths, if you say Infinity War, if you say I don't know, Secret Wars or something like that, there is at least a general audience who's a little bit nerdy who can go like, oh yeah, I never read that, but I heard it was really good.
Yeah.
When you start getting into these like, oh, in this alternate timeline of Doom doing this thing differently than the rest of everyone else, it starts getting a little too into the nerdy weeds of it all. And I think you start to lose that like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
And
the only
bit of a reach.
Well, the only Elseworld stuff that really like resonates is the stories that were just like good enough where they became like their own thing. Like you got Kingdom Come, or you've got Old Man Logan,
or Gotham by Gaslight or whatever.
Yeah, like it's just its own thing because it was like so unique and different that it resonated with fans and like and it became its own thing. But yeah, like in this random thing, and the Spider-Man is a giant mech robot or something, and like that only works as like a minimal side character. Like Across the Spider-Verse utilizes that multiverse stuff so well. They do such a good job with that, and that's why I was so happy with Deadpool Wolverine, because it clearly was a much more polished movie than No Way Home. I love No Way Home, but like Deadpool Wolverine was clearly more polished, and you could just tell like the love and respect that was done with the homages and stuff that they were playing around with, and just all those things. Sorry, go on.
Well, you said polish. I mean, there's I know we're coming off the high of just watching it, but I won't say that there isn't some flaws in Deadpool and Wolverine too. But as much as I like it, I think it's a tough thing when you start going into deeper cuts though, and that's my biggest fear is like, are people invested in following this journey? Because like to a lot of people, especially more general public who watched all those movies with Iron Man, to see him do something that isn't that is going to feel, as I mentioned before, like the whole Christopher Reeves playing like Lex Luthor or something like that. It feels almost like a betrayal to your senses in a sense. So will everyone be on board? And that's the trick right there is, do you want to see this iconic thing done with a twisted view or whatever? So I hope it pays off. That's all I'm saying.
The way it's playing right now in this first hour of hearing about it, it feels more of like some executives. I don't know. I'm not saying Kevin himself, but like it sounds like executives are basically saying like
Vought. It sounds like Vought is behind this.
Well, what if we put Robert Downey Jr. in this? And it's but that's not going to resonate with the fans. No. Robert Downey Jr. is going to sell, man, no matter what.
But what if we did Robert Downey Jr.?
Just won an Oscar, so I'm sure they're capitalizing on that too.
That too, yeah. I mean, hey, now he's an Oscar award-winning actor coming back to the to the MCU, and it's like, that's cool. I'm glad Robert Downey Jr.'s doing a cool part, but it's like
No, and
I
him
gotta
doing the
know.
villain is gonna probably rock. I mean, like I said, I mean, I get it, and I know Saggy's out there. We're she's totally trying to like calm everybody down in the chat, and I see her out there doing that. It's like, hey,
thank you for saying
our
that.
initial response. This is our opinion right now.
Right.
We're gonna be okay moving forward, and then it's just the initial. You can't say that it's not desperation from the studio. It totally 155% is desperation from the studio to write the ship and to get rid of the Jonathan Majors Kang thing. And that's the thing that's irking me the most when it comes to this. That's the thing. That's the thing that's really going. And I'm like going, I want to see Robert Downey Jr. play a villain? Fuck yeah, because he's a great actor and I love the guy. But this is it's just when you see that, it just left a bad taste in my mouth when it came to this. And anybody who's just like, oh yeah, let him cook and do all this shit. And I'm like, wow, you fuckers have turned your back on DC and now you love this shit. I'm like, what are we doing here? I mean, it's just shit like this. I just go, what? I don't know.
Some of it reeks of tribalism, and it's
unavoidable. Totally, fuck yeah. I mean,
because a lot of people will say like,
that hate gun or like, fuck yeah, RDJ. It's like, Jesus Christ, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
your hate for that man is now making you a fucking Marvel Studios stan.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, like I'm optimistic about gun stuff, but I'm not afraid to say that I see a lot of like the fart joke humor, and even in the Creature Commandos trailer, I was like, it wasn't resonating with me the same way because it felt, as I said before, like that whole get a ragtag group of people together that don't seem like they're going to get along, and then they do, and a couple fart jokes along the way. Great. I guess that's the thing. And I hope that that's not the same for Superman and the other stuff that comes forward, because like Green Lantern, the Lantern show that they're going to do, it sounds like it could be good with the people they're putting in place.
Yeah.
And it probably won't totally be that. But I will say that when you have Gunn there, he just has like a kind of a through line with his movies, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you feel like you know what to expect in a sense. So I'm hopeful that either he or Feige and what Marvel's doing is like, if you're gonna throw us some curveballs on the way, make them really work. Like, I don't love the Superman logo right now, but maybe that's gonna grow on me over time. I mean, at Comic-Con, the shirt has been selling out like crazy apparently, so people like it.
You know what? Another thing that irks me about the Robert Downey Jr. stuff, that I think that's also like irking me about it. It's just the fact that it's like, I hate it when, because you see it like a lot of time, and I mean, I guess that it could be even like, but it's man, it's such a weird thing. I mean, I really have to. I mean, I'm gonna sit with this definitely tomorrow and then talk about it more on Film Chunky Live on Monday and see how I feel then. That's gonna be interesting to see. But I mean, it's just when you have Robert Downey Jr., who's done the character. I mean, he started this whole thing when it came to the MCU.
Yeah.
And obviously, in the way he went out, and I thought it was great. And I knew he was going to come back sooner or later. Like it was inevitable that he was going to come back. So, but obviously you have it in your head that he's going to come back as Iron Man, which he probably still will. There's going to be a weird, again, I'm saying it's going to be Downey on Downey, when it comes to Doom and Iron Man or some shit like that. It's going to happen. But I always wanted Robert Downey Jr. to be like, okay, you've made this comeback after, obviously he came up in the 80s and became, a name in the 90s, and then of course went through some trouble and then got arrested, jail, all this stuff. And then he made his comeback with Tony Stark and with Iron Man. And then so as soon as he put that to bed, it's like, all right, now let's see what he could do post that and don't be stranglehold to the MCU. And then at first it seemed like it wasn't going to work because I didn't see Dr. Dolittle, but it looked like a shit sandwich.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he wins an Academy Award last year. And it's like, all right, Robert Downey Jr., he's going to be, he's going to, the MCU was a huge part of him, and it's going to be like, and then now that when it comes to this, I'm just going, this is not it. For me, it's just like,
I expected him to come back in Secret Wars as either another Iron Man or whatever the case was for that, like, okay, it's not our Tony, but it's a Tony. Let's see. And again, they could have played around with that and had fun with it and given him something closer to like what the actual comic version's like, where he's like a little bit more of a dick and
Yeah.
you know. And again, same idea with what they
Like
did with
how Wolverine.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Same
kinda
thing. Like
that.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's Wolverine, but it's a different one, and it's and this one has had a lot more things go wrong, and again, it's Deadpool trying to work with this, you know, the ragtag,
Yeah.
you know, Mr.
And
Again, I'm
build
not.
up with them just like Wolverine did. Yeah.
But again, I'm not saying copy the plot verbatim, but give us a bit. And again, the Superior Iron Man stuff to me. But again, I could see Robert Downey Jr. just being like, I don't want to do Iron Man stuff again. I want to do something different. And they're like, okay, well let's
As crazy as it sounds, you got me thinking now. At the end of Secret War, it's like an all hope is lost. You know, we thought we fought the good fight against whoever is out there. Maybe it is Doom. Maybe it's a million Doom bots, whatever. But then at the very end, they're like, you know, the all hope is lost moment. And then all of a sudden, like, there's one person who can bring you down. And then all of a sudden, out of some portal pops RDJ to face off with himself.
What's going to happen?
It's like, I am Iron Man. And then it, like, that feels like such a surface level sort of general audience fan.
Yeah.
Or not, well, I'll just say catering, but pandering in a way that makes everyone go like, yeah, we got it. But like, it doesn't logically make a lot of sense in terms of a build-up, and that's what worries me, is like pandering.
I feel like they wouldn't do that, because I think any fan who understands or knows Doom knows that, like, look, Doom is one of like the top 5, if not the top 3 smartest people in the Marvel universe. Like I mean, his only thing that is his crutch is his ego. But that aside, Iron Man would try to face Doom, but Doom knows mechanics, he knows magic, he knows like
he
Doom
should wipe him like that. Yeah,
Doom would just do this, and then Iron Man would just fall apart, and it would probably be from different, you know, variations that Iron Man didn't account for. But like, the suit would fall apart or whatever, and hand to hand, I don't know, but like Doom would have his armor and Iron Man wouldn't, and that would, you know, that would be that pretty much. Yeah,
I
so,
know.
like,
I just worry about the pandering of it all. Like, he walks out and he's got the glove still on, and then he snaps his fingers.
I mean, if it was an Iron Man that was backed by Reed and Black Panther and like his Illuminati, and they had built a thing to like fight Doom, maybe.
And what a way to ruin the Illuminati, by the way. We could have had all of them, and then, you know, Multiverse of Madness just wipes them
again.
off.
But again, it's the multiverse, so there's another Illuminati out there somewhere. So there, you can always, that's the double-edged sword of the multiverse. Is that
nothing ever dies completely.
Yeah, there's always another variation or something that you could take out or do or whatever. And like, that's why we were talking last night about Cassandra Nova.
Yeah.
Where I'm in both like agreement and you know, disagreement, where I'm like, on one hand, like, I thought she was a cool villain. I think they utilized her well enough for that story. But on the other hand, I'm like, I'd like to see more of Cassandra as she is in the books. But then I'm like, they could still bring her back because it's the multiverse. They could do a thing. But
I think Dave has a word for us.
Well, no, I'm like, let's end this right now. Okay.
I've had enough.
Oh no, I want to end it on something. I know, because we're gonna end up talking till fucking forever. And I know, Paul, you got to leave in like 15 minutes. But let's end this with, okay, we pretty much said our piece when it comes to all this stuff. And of course, again, this is just the initial shock and everything like that.
It is.
Of all this. Yeah. And we have a new Hellboy trailer.
What? Oh, Crooked Man one.
Oh, yeah. So let's go ahead and
you're gonna go on a high note, huh?
Yeah. Let's see if this moves the needle a little bit when it comes to Hellboy. Crooked Man.
Jack Kesey, man.
This is going to theaters, right?
Yes.
I need to understand it. Like you do.
Evil Dead?
That's exactly why you shouldn't be here.
Ooh.
You might say a demonic entity. Falls under our expertise.
You?
Okay.
Crooked Man's waiting on you.
That's interesting. Oh.
didn't want me to squash?
Squashing's good.
I heard tales about him all my life. Most just called him the Crooked Man.
I thought Big Red wasn't scared of anything.
Well, I know something you're afraid of.
You hear something?
Your road ends in the dark like mine.
Let's just keep on coming. It ain't even really begun.
Come on, Snake, let's rattle.
Come on,
Let not your horse be troubled. By way they know not. I will make the darkness light and the crooked things straight. You doubt the power of prayer, son? Just in case.
All right.
Okay. That still very much feels like a fan film.
Yeah, that
Was that preacher Jeffrey from Fresh Prince of
It
Bel-Air?
kind of look like him, huh?
I gotta be honest. That looked cheap as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it still does. I mean, I get it. It's like, okay, this
Can
is
you
the
guys
first
do
time around.
better?
We're not gonna go. I mean, Eric said it right there. It looks like an indie horror film. And I'm
Yeah,
like
that's-
going, is that gonna work? Maybe, I don't know, but to me, I'm like, I don't know.
So
To me,
that's where I'll put my cap on. Oh, what? Oh, I was gonna say. So two things that I will give credit to. I think one, them going the horror route, because the last one was just overproduced. The CGI was terrible. I'm not saying this one is super great, but like I think they needed to kind of go back to basics and give it a different feel.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I think so many people love those first two Hellboy movies that the perception of this is just going to be cheap knockoff no matter what. And the other part too, I don't think Jack Kesey is doing a good job. There's nothing about him that pops. Like,
No.
I don't know. I think it sounded like he was more British too for some reason.
Yeah.
So it's bad choices made on what could have been an interesting way to take Hellboy, but I don't think this is
Yeah.
going to resonate.
Hellboy within the books is definitely built a little bit different, but because even David Harbour, like both him and Ron Perlman, I always see him as more of like he's a grumpy type of character, like a Ben Grimm type. I don't see him as like a lankier, like, I mean, maybe as a kid, because that's kind of like the running joke is he's like a lanky little dorky kid, and then he becomes Hellboy. But like, yeah, I'm not. This one's not doing it for me. I mean, I understand the direction, I understand the pitch or what they were probably trying to put out there, but
I'll wait for video. I think is how I feel at
yeah,
this.
it might play better as a movie as opposed to like a hastily put together trailer. But yeah,
If movies were still $5 to go and see them in the theaters, I'd probably go and see it. But yeah, it's just not worth it for 15 and up or whatever it costs these days just to go and see a movie.
Yeah.
So
I paid. I mean, I saw a matinee of Deadpool and Wolverine in like a regular theater. I think it was almost $15 with tax. I think it was like $13.50 or $14 or something like that. And then that's not counting like food and anything else.
yeah, I got this. This was part of the fan screening or whatever, and that's all I got out of it. So I paid like $4 or $6 extra or something like that just so I could get that, and that was it.
But I mean, what if you get like a screening?
I mean, it was the first one. It was at 3:00. So it was,
Well, I'm just saying for like Hellboy, if you get a screening.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was going to mention before that there's a couple movies coming up. Even I think you can put two and two together. There's a movie that's not very good that's coming out that has Pullman's kid. We talked about him before, that I saw almost a year ago, and they keep trying to refix it or whatever.
What is
and
it?
might come out this Halloween. Halloween, Pullman's kid. Do the math, and without breaking my NDA, I'll just say that I was not the biggest fan.
Halloween, Pullman's kid.
Yeah.
Is there
around Halloween? Think about what dark movie he could be coming up in. I saw it over a year.
I didn't know he was like a big like demand actor. Like he was gonna have like.
He is the lead of that movie, as far as I could remember. There are other people too.
Is he related? Is it related to like his dad being in a dark horror movie, and it's like him continuing on a legacy of some sort?
No,
Okay,
it
all
is
right,
a
I'm just-
movie from an acclaimed author.
Stephen King.
Queen
Yeah,
the
there you go.
Damned.
Well, Dave's on the right track.
It doesn't even show on his IMDb.
It doesn't even. It's not like coming soon or post.
No, there's nothing on his IMDb.
Man,
all right.
They have really.
Stephen King. What's his?
Think about vampires. Maybe that'll help you a little bit.
Salem's Lot.
Oh, that's right. They were supposed to be doing that. Oh yeah, because there was like a whole big thing where.
Yeah.
They was supposed to get released like a while ago. Yeah. So apparently it's a shit sandwich, huh?
Well, there's a reason it hasn't come out for when it should have, and it's been almost a year plus. So
makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense. But
a couple other movies like that I don't want to keep saying that I know about, but yeah, there's stuff that's coming that's really good on the Disney side, and then there's some stuff from other companies not so great. So,
but it's okay because you know what's coming from the Disney side. Bah, bah, bah.
Oh, look at that! Wow.
Can we put that away? just
oh my god, it's not that.
It looks like he went. It looks like he went to a Spirit Halloween and like stole an outfit.
Well, that's what he.
and, like,
I mean, it's not legit,
Yeah, he's supposed to be like a guy coming off the Comic-Con floor. As
yeah. Well, he probably walked. I guarantee he probably walked the Comic-Con floor with the mask on.
And no one knows.
He definitely was covered. He definitely was covered. But
well, thank fucking God, Comic-Con is over.
No,
Sunday.
Sunday's the last day.
Fine. We still got tomorrow. I don't.
There's
think
nothing. What are you guys talking? There's nothing tomorrow.
Okay,
well, no,
but,
Sunday's the last day to wrap everything up and get the good deals. And
yeah, it's usually the best day to get your comics.
Yeah, it's usually the best if you're there and stuff like that. But anyways, let's go ahead and wrap the stream up. We're almost getting 4 hours. It was fun. A lot of good times, good discussions. And this last little bit was just really just kind of put a bad taste.
Who's ready for D23?
Yeah.
All the TV stuff is going to fix
better than
everything.
the first one.
Oh, thank you, Tony movie Chappie Dina. The trailer is definitely a lot better than the first one. He's talking about. Okay. Oh yeah, Kublai. Yeah. Hey, we'll see. This Hellboy movie might end up being like something pretty cool for being like a small indie, almost horror type movie. So
yeah.
But but anyways,
I love the Winnie the Pooh comparison. That
kind
you
of
should give that man his money back because that comment wins. That was great. But yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, I really wanted to see Wonder Man. I know that's going to be on the TV.
No mention of Blade. No mention of Blade. I don't mean to sound like Trump, but yeah, I was like, no mention of Blade. Blade's not even what's going on. What's going on with Blade?
The Wesley Snipes commentary in Deadpool and Wolverine was kind of perfect for that, though. Like, I can kind of put that on the back burner for now, but I'm still thinking about that. And then the Ebony Blade / what's his name? Is it the Black Knight?
The Black Knight in Eternals.
Nothing with that. So where do we go on the mystical dark side of things? Who knows?
Robert Downey Jr. is gonna play Blade again as the character from Tropic Thunder. I don't know. It's just
he can do no wrong. I guess have to play every character.
Yeah. Right. All right. Let's. I thank you to Scott. I got the hiccups now. Of course. Thank you. Scott showed up. Who else showed up? Chris showed up.
Yep.
Thank you to those guys. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Paul.
Anytime.
Go around the horn. You got anything to promote or whatever, Andy?
I will be asleep for the next 2 years.
Oh, okay. It's a bit rough.
Just waiting out the next movie, huh?
No, I never want to think about these fucking genres ever again. I'm so tired.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard when you run a website.
Someone else can take care of it. I need to sleep.
All right.
All right. Well, I hope
that's a good promotion.
Let's give you a well-deserved nap. Yeah.
Oh man. So, Paul, What do you got? God damn it.
I got nothing really too much going on, but I am trying. I was telling you guys last night, I am trying to build up. I got to reopen. I used to have like a movie blog from way back. I haven't been on it in like 10 years. I have to like reopen and. But I'm gonna try and do like a movie review channel. I think possibly on YouTube. But I opened up a Instagram account. I think, and again, I didn't invite anybody, but how Instagram works, like Phil found me pretty quick and signed on. But if you want, I'll send invites out.
Yeah.
But I haven't put anything on it yet. It's literally generic as fuck. It's Michael's movie reviews with like a little film reel and like the profile. But I got to build up the YouTube channel and figure out. And I don't even know, because I don't want to do just me talking to the camera like this. I'd probably want to just have like an actual setup to like review the movie in a way. Not necessarily like a Jeremy Johns, but do something, because I just want to be more productive than I am at this time. Other than going.
Yeah, man. Yeah. If you you want to spitball some ideas, let me know. You know.
Yeah. No,
hit me up. You know.
Yeah, no. I like to hear your input and stuff. But anyway, you guys know where to find me. I'm at pmickey1988 on Instagram and at Paul Panhook on Vero. Feel free to message me like anytime. So.
Cool.
And Ryan, what do you got?
So actually some good news, despite some of the bad news or however we're feeling right now about things. It looks like myself and my DM group, who we've all been supporting each other the last 3-4 years now, we're talking about a big buildup from the end of Comic-Con this year all the way until next year. So we're all going to try and do like a big meetup, or we're even talking about maybe even doing like a side Comic-Con that happens down in San Diego next year. So I feel like this next year I'm going to be putting out more podcast episodes, more straight to camera stuff and all that, and kind of going to get back in the saddle of things. So looking forward to a big year from Comic-Con on to next, and could be really good. Hopefully that there's some good news to talk about along the way. I think this Doom thing is going to carry us at least for another year. So.
Oh, geez, for sure.
It's okay, because actually I'm playing Doom.
Oh, wow.
Oh, God.
Fear Jason just put my face on right there. So thank you, Fear Jason, for doing that. He's quick when it comes to doing the face stuff. But yeah, I just saw that and I was like, oh, that's funny. Yeah.
And then you can find me right here, Ryan's Ramblings, or the Nerd Rage podcast on Twitter. And we'll just keep going from here. And it's going to be an interesting year, to say the least. So,
couple years for
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate it, guys. And appreciate everybody there. Hit that like, thumbs up, subscribe, do all that. This has been a lot of fun, regardless of positive and negative. It's all fun. We're all not taking it too seriously. It's just, we just
nerds having fun.
Bitch. We all like to have fun and bitch about this stuff every now and again. It's just the way it is. All right, guys. We love you, and we will talk to you guys later. Later.